He lost a portion of money after
we
spinning.
got to straighten out that.
That's surprising.
Technical difficulties. Let's go. I'll work on this one here. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jay Banks. I should have let you know that we're about to go live.
It's okay. I caught on.
Yeah,
I'm prepared.
It's Tuesday. I'm happy to be here. No, man, you're messing with all the cameras, but the right one. There you go.
Oh.
That one's got. There we go. Straighten that bad boy out. Boom. Perfect.
And go to mine.
AI, what's cracking?
Hey, what's up?
A little bit. Perfect.
Hello.
There you go.
Hello. And we're going to jump back to us real quick.
Tuesday, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jay Banks. Happy to be back in the building. Bro, do not get old, bro. Please. It is a trick. I threw out my back this morning just cleaning the house. And it is like, I've taken
just
like...
cleaning?
Yeah, just like literally like it was like the... Not even picking something up, just the way I bent over, I felt something like pop in my back. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now, dude? Like, I'm the oldest teenager I know. We're not live on IG.
Oh no, I'm on Facebook.
On Facebook. Oh, you know what? Check the. I bet it diverted back to the Mad Scientists. So we'll just have to share it from there on that one.
Is it on you? Nope.
Not on that one either.
No, it's on Jay Banks.
What?
Where are we going live from? Facebook. Tell us. Let's see.
Mad Scientist is not now.
See, this is what happens when when that resets.
How are you doing?
Me?
Yes.
Honestly, I've been doing so much better than usual lately. And it's a really good feeling.
Okay. So much better than usual?
Yeah. I mean, 2024, I'm sure a lot of people can relate, has been very rough around many edges.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think a big part of what happened when, the pandemic started to this point of, we've been 4 years, which is like, a regular
It's a long time.
high school experience, right? That's how much time
time period.
Yep, that's how much time they believe that it takes for a student to get developed into the next chapter, and then college is traditionally 4 years, but I took 5, and a lot of students do. But and that same system is continuing. So 4 years is a really significant time.
It is. A
on
lot
all
happens.
Fronts. Exactly. A lot happens in 4 years.
Mentally, physically, everything.
Yeah, exactly. And it's about halfway through the period of like every 7 years, your cells all transfer.
Your skin changes.
Becomes a brand new person.
We're like
7.
a reptile.
Exactly. So that's 4 years is half of that 7.
Yeah.
So it's a significant time of that development, that growth. So when you say like it's better than usual, that trends up, which is good.
Yeah.
It's good. But at the same time,
what is usual?
What is usual? What
yeah.
I was going to say, what is
That's a great
usual?
question.
What is usual? Yeah.
I guess usual for me would be if something is going on for at least over a month, that's become my new usual. That's what's happening.
Okay.
That's what's happening.
A little short term usual. Okay. Yeah. So it's a month to month.
It is. It is. And this year has just taught me a lot about not only people but myself. And in ways that life likes to teach us, where it throws a lot of bad things our way, but then everybody's like, something good's going to come out of it, and something did good come out of it. I taught myself a lot of lessons through other people and what they've
lessons?
done. Yes.
So when you're learning lessons, or
yes,
I mean it's probably a little bit of both, because you're in the tattoo world.
I am.
Yes, you're in a lot of worlds.
Recently, I am in a lot of worlds.
You're in a lot of worlds.
It's kind of crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I forget that.
Right. And in the tattoo experience, to get to that point of apprenticeship and on, a lot of conversations have to be had.
Yes. A lot of opportunities you have to make for yourself sometimes.
Yes. Yeah. Opportunities, the door's there. It's up to you to go through.
Exactly.
And then once you make it through, what you do when you're in the room or in the next hallway or the next experience is
everything you
completely up to
do. Everything you do affects everything that happens to you, always.
Right. Yeah. You could come to a point where you are trying really hard to get to this certain level, and then you get to that stage, all the world's a stage, if you will, Shakespeare. But when you get to that stage, you might freeze up.
Yeah.
So all that work you've taken to get to that point, and then it's time for the brighter lights, when the lights were a little more dim.
And
but there was a light.
Scary part.
Right. And
yes.
Is it time for you? Is it your moment?
That's when a lot of people shy away.
Yeah.
Out of fear.
Out of fear. Exactly.
Out of fear of change.
Out of fear of change.
Because we all kind of get too used to what's going on with us, even if it's bad things. But we all get comfortable with what's happening to us currently. And whether it's good or bad, it's not always good to be comfortable. Sometimes you really have to shake yourself and the world around you if you want to make a change and if you want things for yourself. So
I think that the comfortability that you speak on is really a common thing with artists. Actually, if we're going to kind of pivot into that,
all artists in general,
exactly, because you kind of create what works for you for such a long time, right? And the thing about humanity is it's changing so drastically at all times.
It is.
And when it's changing like it does, you have to change.
You have to change.
So when when you're comfortable and that almost there, we're taking care of some stuff. Yeah, that's all. Which camera is this for?
They have such good energy. I love it.
Yeah, there it is. Hey, come closer.
It
says I love mom. We love moms. We love moms. Cheers to moms.
All right, I just sent you the link, bro. Where it's on the Mad Scientists Hidden Laboratories page. So every time that resets, it just goes back to the default, man. But I've got it, and I just sent you the link to. Oh, you know what? Here we go. All right. I just posted it on all three of them, so it's on Native on the Levees page now. So you can reshare it from there, or you can reshare it from mine, or the link that I sent you. But what's going on, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook? We're all here.
We're all here.
We're all here.
Appreciate you guys for tuning in and being a part of it. For some reason, every single week, the Streamlabs has an update, and it just resets everything completely, and I got to go in and fix it all. And I'm not a professional.
You're doing a fantastic job.
I appreciate it. I'm over here just slapping away at the keyboard like a monkey, just trying to figure out how to slap the machine to get it to work.
Hey, monkeys are intelligent. You're doing it.
I'm here for it, man. You know, speaking of that, like I grew up in Chicago, and I remember seeing the gorillas like at the Brookfield Zoo. They would message to people like, "Throw me a cigarette." Like
with the sign language.
Yeah, they literally like they'd be pointing and like they'd be like, "Fucking throw me a cigarette." And they would put it in their mouth and just fucking. They obviously wouldn't light it, but
yeah, they're so smart.
Yeah, I love that shit, man. All right, so we were just talking about you doing the apprenticeship with tattooing. How does that translate when it comes to like doing one thing and you're having like a whole new like repertoire of art, yeah, because you can't use a pencil or a marker. It's so different.
So different.
Does it replicate well, or is it something that you had to figure out how to?
So obviously, tattooing is a whole different world when it comes to art. I mean, you're using needles. You're putting it on someone's body. You have to be sanitary. You have to be so mindful of how you do absolutely everything, which is kind of different from the typical art I'm used to, where I'm doing painting, where I'm free and I'm kind of careless and I'm just going with the flow.
Yeah, for sure.
With tattooing, you're really honing in on your focus. You really have to love what you're doing, and you really have to care for that craft to do something like that. But honestly, I've been loving it. It's kind of so similar to painting with the way that you would move your hand and the way that you do your colors and stuff like that. So the worlds, as different as they are, they kind of translate. They go together hand in hand a little bit. Yeah.
Have you figured out like what your honey hole for tattooing? Like, do you like doing colors? Do you like doing black and white?
Man, honestly, I'm loving all of it. That's how I've always kind of been. Like, even with my drawings and my paintings, I've always done so many different styles. So people always ask me all the time, like, what's your style going to be with tattooing? Like, what area do you want to go in? And I'm like, I kind of just want to do it all. And I mean, not master it all, but dabble in all of it and see what sticks with me the most. So I'm not too sure.
For sure. The last thing you want is to turn somebody away and be like, I don't know how to do that, right?
And yeah, you'll have that sometimes too.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I watch that TV show all the time, Ink Masters. And like, there's one guy that like, I think he's just not good at it. So he's like, I refuse to tattoo faces, man. I'm not doing it.
Portraits, yeah.
No, like actually, like putting
on the
anything
face.
on
Yeah,
the
that's
face.
commitment. Yeah.
But there was one episode where they had to tattoo everybody's eyelids, and everybody's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like I've never, like there was only one person that's tattooed eyelids on that whole show, and everybody else was like, what do I do? Like
they do wild stuff on that show.
Yeah, and it's like they just throw them to the wolves. Like learn, you know what I mean?
And then they'll do stuff outside of tattooing, like pinstripes on cars and stuff. Which I'm like, I don't really know how that helps, but I'm very entertained right now.
Yeah, for sure. I like they did like a graffiti episode too.
That one was cool.
Really cool.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I like when they go outside the lines and do that. Like they have to use flames or something, like an actual fire pit to create like this art.
It definitely tests their artistic ability.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It steps them all outside the box and everything.
Yep.
So is that something that you're going to keep pursuing?
Oh, absolutely. I want to make it a full-time career. It's something I've dreamed about since I was a child. I've always wanted a tattoo, and I've always been kind of afraid to pursue it. The opportunity came to me in a weird way, which I'm sure we'll get to. But I've always wanted a tattoo ever since I watched my aunt get a home done tattoo in my kitchen when I was 6 years old.
Oh shit, that's funny.
I was like, wow, that's really cool, and I've always been interested in it. And then I just started getting them on myself, and then it kind of went from that to I need to just do this.
Yeah. And who's mentoring you?
Robbie Saylor. We're in Price Hill at Better Days Tattooing. He's my main mentor, along with CJ Martin. My boys, they're fantastic artists, great teachers, amazing men, so talented. I'm telling you, those boys, you could bring anything into them and they can do it. And they will do it better than you think they could do it too.
That's awesome.
They do, yeah.
Don't tell Tyrell, bro. You tell Tyrell that you know a tattoo artist. He's like, I'm in, let's go.
Oh, it would be a good one to be in with.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, those boys are wild. Crazy talented.
That's the beauty of it is the talent shining through, and you're able to speak so highly about them. You know what I mean? And like that's how good the talent is shining through. You know, it's amazing.
I literally have cold chills right now. Like I know you probably can't see them, but just thinking about them and how talented they are and how wonderful it is to share space with such talented people. Like it's just one of those feelings where you feel lucky to just even be in the presence of people so talented and willing to share their talents. Like it's a great, it's a great environment.
Well spoken. I mean, that's kind of how I view it. Like, because we have a Beyond the Stage coming up on Thursday, which she'll be featured as the art vendor on that. So she'll have her artwork set up. You can come to the show. It's a pay what you want for entry. The headlining artist, the featured artist, is Coldharbour, Jacob Wallace. He's done some things in other bands. We're going to talk about all his previous work and what Coldharbour, him and Josh are doing going forward. And we're just really excited for the whole event. But she'll be set up as the art vendor, and you'll be able to talk to her in person this Thursday, 8/22, August 22nd. 7 p.m. will be doors. The show will probably get started about 8:30. But it'll be live streamed. We'll be there. John G's in the building here with us right now. So we could get him on camera if he wants to go behind desk real quick.
Hey, best friend.
Just the behind for a second.
I'm right here.
He's back there.
Come on.
Yeah, just stay back.
Pop
step
your
behind,
little head
step
in.
back here.
Come on over here.
The boy John G out there. He's out there.
I can't see you, but I believe you're right behind me.
Yeah, you can see him behind that camera.
Yeah,
come back, John. Come back, John.
Yeah, quick. Come on, get a picture with me, John.
John, come on real quick.
Come on.
Yeah. Look at y'all too. Huge shout out to them for sure, because it takes a team to do stuff like this, man. It takes a team to really build something where the community can be a part of music and art and in one place and get a conversation with it. Come in, sit, watch it. It's a pay what you want in this case. So you can come for free or you can donate whatever you feel the show deserves. A portion goes to the artist and the show, the team, and everything involved. And we got a lot of things coming. So I'm excited to see where it'll be our 1 year mark. We're actually hitting, this is the 12th event. 1 year of this, man. It's crazy. Like it came from nothing to something, and here we are, and I don't even know what to think, man. It's
that's crazy. Yeah.
Congratulations, guys. That's incredible.
Yeah, it's yeah, man. I don't even. It's like I feel like we're just getting started though. I've been like on such like a let's go. But like sitting back and thinking about it, like on this couch, as you're on the couch and we're sitting here, and like you're a part of the event coming up. it's pretty crazy, you know. Like it took all this entire time to get a metal band, Coldharbour,
which I'm so excited. I'm going to be there for a metal band specifically because woo.
Yes, exactly.
Count me in.
I come from the metal world. A lot of my
too.
friends are in that industry still. Hopefully, I'll get some others in the future. But I really wanted it in the first year. I held on to that August date as long as I could possibly hold on to it. I was holding it like captive. I'm like booking September, October, November. I'm like, August isn't booked. We're not taking August yet. I was offered a few people like, I want that date. I'm like, I'm waiting for some other friends. And then Jacob Wallace, ran into him at Madison Live, caught up. He went to Ryle. Jacob went to Ryle. He was with my sister there. And he's like, he heard about what we were doing. He's like, dude, I'd love to be on it. I was like, yeah, man, let's go. And then talked online. And then before you know it, they booked it with me, and I was like, we got metal. And the biggest weight off my shoulders in like a metaphorical sense was gone, because I was like, we achieved 12. We're done. Now next year, everything going forward is...
That's incredible.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And then we got some big announcements in November happening, and then, man, to the moon, you know? So
it's a great feeling.
It is. It is a really great feeling. But you'll be a part of one.
I'm so excited.
And you're forever guest listed at any event for Beyond the Stage going forward.
You know I'll be there.
Yep. So... and then in the future we can even do a volume 2 where you'll get a second opportunity to vend. So, and it's, you know, it's a never ending thing.
Yeah.
So.
I'll take every opportunity you send me.
Yeah, you said you didn't vend. You haven't vended in a long time.
It's been a while.
Why is that?
I've been in and out. So once I kind of took a little hiatus on the live painting. I was going to a lot of music festivals. It's kind of a scene that will suck you in and spit you back out.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, although I did have a lot of fun in it, it's something that I had to take a break from. Then COVID hit. Nothing was really going on. Lack of motivation, depression, all that good stuff. But I want to get back into it. I love painting. And for a while there, I just wasn't painting anymore. I just wasn't... You know, I feel like it's best not to force yourself into art, because once you do that, you get frustrated with it. Mm-hmm. You know, once you frustrate yourself with your passions, it's no longer a passion. It kind of feels like a chore. And I really didn't want my passion and my hobby to feel like a chore. So I thought it would have been best for me to just take a step back until it came back to me, because I knew it would. But when it comes to painting, I mean, that was my bread and butter for the longest time. And I'm diving back into it. Although I'm mostly doing tattooing now, I'm in a better headspace. I'm in a better place physically, mentally, and painting is just calling me back. So I definitely would love to get back into painting at venues, painting at festivals, or whatever opportunities I can get, because I miss it.
Yeah, that's I mean, we were talking about off camera that how you have it, and getting back into it. It seems to be a challenge for a lot of artists that I've been you know, communicating with for months, because I'm like, the way Beyond the Stage works, it's fluid booking. I'm only booking one artist, which doesn't seem like a lot, but dates have to align. It's a Thursday night event, so there's a lot of moving parts. So talking to all the artists, I have a pretty decent set of backup plans. I have to have contingency plans in place. So I like, if this doesn't work, we'll go here, and the artists I'm talking to, they're like, well, there's no one really doing art vending stuff. I'm really not prepared. No one's doing these right now. And I'm like, no one's doing art vending? Like, there's festivals and stuff.
We got to bring
it
back.
Yeah, no one's really hosting those kind of events. And like, really what really got me extra motivated, that the art vending came, it was a complete accident. They had actually added a heart to my flag, and we had to add the word art to the flag.
I saw that on the little banner, the flyer.
Yeah, so the art on that heart actually created the art vendor slot.
Art is love.
Yep. So exactly. So, but when we were at Radio Artifact, myself and Mike Heffron, we went to check out.
Mike.
Yeah, Mike will be there. He runs the video at each Beyond the Stage.
I'll be happy to see him.
Yeah, absolutely. He's amazing.
He's so cheerful.
Top tier human. Yeah.
He is.
He is for sure. But we were there, and like, they had the art vendors, and they were all set up, and I was just looking. I was like, this is so cool. It's so intimate at Radio Artifact. Huge shout out to Devin Brooks and like everyone there doing their thing. But yeah, like, the thing with that is, like, it was so classy, and I was like, how can I bring that to Madison Live? Because Madison Live is not that kind of a vibe.
Yeah,
it is it's an all ages, all vibes, all genres. You can't walk in that room and think you're anything. You just is.
And I've vended there before.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I know the vibes. Yeah,
exactly.
It's a nice little spot.
But it's we have to create the vibe.
It's all about what you bring.
Yeah, I bring into the room. I set the stage. I have plants on the stage. I set an aesthetic when you're watching the show. So, but the room is is not cold, but it's a blank canvas, if you will,
absolutely.
and you have to set it up. So when the
and
art
the
vendor
people
comes
paint
in,
it.
exactly, the people paint it, and as we're there, the art vendor sets a tone when you first walk in, because you'll be right to the left. The person that's taking the ticket, you'll be basically right across from them.
Oh yeah.
So you'll basically be seeing every person that walks through the front of the
And I think it's fun too, because even as a vendor and just somebody who appreciates art in general, for most people who vend, it's never even really about pushing your things. It's about bringing extra beauty to what already is happening.
Yeah.
You know, like there's nothing better for me, like especially at music festivals, to listen to a band that I really love and enjoy playing live while I'm visually being stimulated by something that somebody just created.
Yeah.
And it's just there, you know?
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful combo. You have all these, I feel like there's nothing better to inspire other people who also want to get back into their hobbies and or just want to start doing it on their own than to have such a big selective group of people doing what they love and pushing it out onto everybody in such a beautiful way. You know, it motivates everybody. The music's already setting the tone. The visual's setting a bigger tone. The people are setting the vibe, you know. Music and art and people, you know, it just goes together. It just makes everybody feel great.
It does.
This
is a people business.
It is.
What we do at Native, Jay will create some fire designs. I mean, he'll come out with something, and I'm like, "What do you even think of that?"
Incredible.
And then I'm like, "But as awesome as the design is, and as great as he can do, he can throw it on the internet, and if there's no people to pick it up, it goes into a blank space."
That's how I feel when
you know
I
what
post
I mean?
my things
so
online
like
sometimes.
if you think about it, when it comes down to all of this, it's all people first,
Mm-hmm.
because they're the ones that are going to take in. You can have the most fire designs. I'm sure when he was like 17, 18, 19, he was throwing stuff out there, and the only way to get it is to get the friends to see, because at the internet wasn't where it was. So it's like, it's all about collecting the people and then presenting the art. Mm-hmm. So it's like you're basically jumping way ahead and bringing it all ahead, and then like, all right, here it is.
And you really have to sell yourself before you sell the art. You know, you really have to. It makes it hard if you can't connect with everybody. You know, you really have to have those connections.
Yeah, it's storytelling, man. It really is, and that's something that we've learned down here at the Native store. Is like, you know, it's all storytelling. Like if you can, you know, have a base to what, you know, people will buy a T-shirt because they like the logo, but if they can talk about the store or the experience, like it goes so much further.
Yeah, and this place is an experience.
Yeah, that's, you know, Andrew mentioned we got to get a sign above the garage door that says interactive retail.
You should.
So that people can understand, like when they're walking in, what the whole store is about.
To look for it. Yeah.
Yeah. The kids, they get it right away, man. You know, they're reading the clues, and within 2 minutes they're like, there's more to this. But
oh yeah, you don't want to pass it up.
Yeah, but the adults, man, we got our blinders on. Like we're not even paying attention.
I didn't even notice. I mean, and I notice everything when I walk into a room, but I was looking at all the beautiful merchandise and all of the decoration, and then I found out about everything else.
Yeah, I took her down the Native on the Levee rabbit hole a little bit.
I had a cheat sheet.
Because we have our own rabbit hole, if you will. Like when you walk in here, because like you said, kids get it instantly. 12 and under, 13, 12 and under, they're ace in the hole. Because like when you first walk in, you see a question on the ground that says, "Can you find the lab?" ? And to a kid, all questions must be answered. And of course, that is the truth. But adults are so jaded in their regular walk and seeing so much on the internet, and then what's real, what's fake, what's AI, what's this, what's that. You know what I mean? And when they walk in, they're like, oh, this must be some large company that's just throwing, you know, when they find out it's local and it was built within these four walls, then the conversations really shift with people. And then they're like, oh, well, who are you?
They don't gloss over it.
The fog goes away. The smoke does clear eventually.
Exactly.
I've seen it happen so many times. You know, I mean, we're approaching 5 years of connecting on this in 2019 to now.
That's
and the
awesome.
store is, you know, 2020 when the pandemic happened, because we pivoted in the pandemic.
Oh yeah.
And you mentioned pandemic was hard on a lot of people.
It was.
Oh, definitely, 100%. I mean, my mother had to retire because Delta was like, hey, you guys got to retire. Things are changing, new, old, all this stuff. Pandemic is pushing people out.
Mental
all these different,
and physically.
Exactly.
It ruined a lot of people.
Tons of things happened. So many changes. While we're sitting here, and we actually end up thriving from it because we knew we got to come out with a bang when the pandemic is ending.
Yeah.
Well, it took longer than we expected, but we put our head in that game, in that mind frame. So when we created the lab originally, it was the start of the pandemic. We were just thinking, and then who knew the path that we would be led? But like that pandemic, it was make or break. Mm-hmm. That's really what it came down to for Jay and myself. Is like, what do we want to do? Like, I was in the bar industry, in the service industry, and that was kind of going belly up.
Yeah.
So we're like, what do we do? There's no money on the table.
It's hard when everything feels like everything's against you.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's what gets a lot of people.
But the bills still have to be paid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And
the bills have to be paid, and you have to be happy somehow.
Right. Yeah. You know, the one thing that we did right away, you know, pivoting is like the top of the food chain when it comes to like business ideas. When, you know, I'm a good friend of mine, Andrew Lister, man. He does a lot of Chris Brown's music videos and Justin Bieber's videos.
Oh, nice.
And he's got a company called Riveting Entertainment that's in Atlanta and California, but he's from Cincinnati. And when the pandemic happened, like, you know, we signed the lease to the store on the 12th, and the pandemic happened 5 days later.
Oh, wow.
And so
we didn't have St. Patty's Day that year.
Wow. That's crazy timing.
Yeah, and
Crazy.
so we were like, what are we going to do? And, you know, he's like, dude, you got to pivot. Like, don't close up. Don't, you know, you got to take that ball. You got to move that 1 foot and figure out what to do. So, you know, right away, I started making masks, and me and my wife were driving around. You know, it didn't matter if you were within the tri-state, like you were buying a mask for, I think, $3.25, and we were driving it to you instead of like putting it through the mail, because like we didn't want those masks to be dirty, like going through all the post mail and all that shit. So we were just dropping them off like one by one just to try to stay afloat, because during the time, like even Bella Canvas, like the company that we buy a lot of our stuff from, they stopped producing T-shirts so they can start producing masks instead.
Yeah,
so there was a shortage.
Everyone was pivoting. Yeah.
Listen,
the supply chain was the beginning of the new age. You know?
The craziest thing, how I was making extra income during COVID, and it's so out of pocket and it's so random. So once COVID happened and people couldn't go out anymore, and people who really wanted to exercise couldn't go to the gym anymore, everybody was wanting Wii Sports so bad, right?
Shit, yeah.
Wii Sports. So people were selling Wii Sports online for so much. So I would go to thrift stores and find Wii Sports for like $1 or $2, and everybody was selling them online for like $100, and I was just selling them to people for like $10.
Oh wow!
It was extra income, and I was saving people so much money because so many Wii Sports.
Yeah.
Wii Sports.
Out of all things.
And the hunt is fun too, man.
I love thrifting.
Going
yes.
to
I'm a big sports
thrifting.
fan.
You don't realize like why there's so many old people in Goodwill, and it's because they're all trying to hunt for the shit that they used to own. You know what I mean? Like that's why they're there.
Nostalgia.
They're trying to buy back the item that they got rid of when they were a kid.
They're trying to buy back their childhood and happiness. I get that.
Straight up. I mean, I'm here, so you're gonna be on a hunt for I think a Nintendo 64 and Mega Man 64. That was I loved that game.
I found a PlayStation 1 at a St. Vincent de Paul, and I found Def Jam, the video game.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Fire. Yeah.
Yes, I was so happy. That thing is so expensive. I just still have it sitting on my shelf. I bought it for like $2.
That's good.
Yeah, and like original Animal Crossing. I found a Dreamcast. Like
nice.
Thrifting.
Yeah.
Can't preach it enough.
Right. Yeah.
See,
Love it.
That's the entrepreneur in you, though.
It is.
You got
It
the entrepreneur, you know, and that's the thing is like entrepreneurs always can sniff out entrepreneurs because you can see the person's drive. Because like when I first met, I was like, John, she definitely has got that. You know, she's going after something. He's like, oh yeah, let me tell you about her. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, and then we learned, what's up, man? Welcome.
That Coogee sweater's fire.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's incredible. I found one of those at a thrift store once too, guys. Crazy.
That's that Bill Cosby sweater.
It's groovy.
Oh, dude.
That's super sick.
No, you're good. You can step on camera if you want.
We want to, bring the Coogee sweater in. Bring it in.
Is it a real Coogee sweater?
Yeah, bro. So I thought this was a Coogee sweater, but apparently it's not.
All right.
It's very similar.
It's very close.
It's fire, dude.
I work at a thrift store, so like I get all sorts. Like, hold on, bro.
What thrift store?
Salvation Army in Delhi.
Oh, we were just talking about thrift
about it, bro.
stores. I
Yeah.
love that Salvation Army. It's so good.
Yeah. Like, I'll hook you guys
Well, I'll find you.
Yeah, there's a QR. There's a QR right there. You can scan on your phone right at the edge of the podcast.
Yeah, it's right over here on the corner, man. So you can see live.
Love it.
So which Salvation Army?
The one on
Delhi Pike. All right,
That's a good
bro.
one.
Yeah, we're gonna come down there and see you.
Oh yeah.
Thrifting's the shit, man. I'm
It
telling
is,
you.
man.
And it's so popular right now too, man. Like, dude, J Sal's place is overran with like
Dude,
NASCAR shirts.
the upper area of it. I was walking, literally just talked to JoJo, and I'm like, man, I'm in a jungle, dude. He's like, that's what we want. We want it just surrounded.
Yeah.
That's what he was saying.
Randomness.
Oh, you know
it's
what,
right there.
man?
There.
Hey, shout out to the levee, because
Love that.
3 years ago they wouldn't
Never
leave
allow
you
that.
close to
Oh,
letting that.
the growth that we've seen from like the levee staff, the levee management, and the levee direction from when we first signed with them has been exponential, man. Like, it's amazing to see that they're so involved and so allowing us to be us and allowing these other businesses to really thrive in their own spaces. And because it's been kind of a roller coaster, you know what I mean? There's been a lot of times here where we're like, we're not sure the direction. We need to just keep trucking forward, but then eventually it's just all leveled out. The water has, and now we're seeing these festivals bring new people in. People are tourists more than ever.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
It's pretty amazing how many people I'm meeting on Sundays.
A lot of tourists, bro. A lot of.
It's
and
such a
there's-
good vibe here too, all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, we're actually looking at doing a totally killer '90s themed party down here at the
My
levee.
goodness,
So
yes.
so we're talking about
Yes.
doing it with
Halloween,
all the bars and all the restaurants that are here. So basically, like, there's a lot of older, the 30 and up that want to go bar crawling, or they want to dress up and do the Halloween thing, but
I love those.
but they don't want to go downtown to do it. So we're pitching the idea to the levee to do something. Yeah, there we go.
To the levee.
Right. So we're pitching this
To you.
idea for October 26th, where it's a totally killer 90s bar, not a bar crawl, but a theme party. So each Shiners will have their own like theme. 16 lots will have their own theme with live music. Amador will have their theme.
And in October, that's a perfect time.
It is. And then, so check this out. So this is something that we've owned. This is called Hypercolor. You're probably
I love that.
you're probably too young for this. So wait till you see this. So this is Hypercolor. They were real popular in like 1989 and 1992, but this is the reason why.
I'm loving the color distortion there.
Watch this distortion.
What? Oh my God. How have I never seen something like that in my life? What? You're blowing my mind right now.
Right?
What? How
So-
have I never seen that?
So this and here's the crazy thing. So Hypercolor was a company that was out. They came out in 1989. In 1991 was their big push. They were doing $52 million every quarter. There was no internet around. There was no Facebook, no social media. They only had one commercial to push it, and it was like, get your ass to the mall to buy it.
Yeah.
They also only had one guy that can produce this type of color changing technology.
Never seen that before.
Right. So, and that's the
pretty
crazy thing. So it was here and it was gone by 1993.
Wow.
The company went bankrupt because they oversold. So what happened was they sold too many and they couldn't reproduce. So there was like a 3-month gap
Back
there where there
orders.
was back orders and no sales. And so when they try to bring, there's a lot of rumors that they try to bring out shorts, and the crotch was getting hot, and that's why they stopped. But that's not the reason.
That's a logical reason, though.
So, but I legally own the trademark of these
What?
from 2010 to 2013.
Air high five.
Right?
Woo.
Bang. Yeah.
That's cool. I wonder why nobody's ever tried to recreate something like that.
Well, that's the thing.
Is it,
So
like,
there's
illegal to do that?
No, there's a law firm in New York City that's held on to the trademark for over 20 years.
Wow.
And I saw a lapse in the trademark, so I pinned a certain time that I was going to submit my trademark to beat them when the same lady was instead of the lady reissuing the trademark on the day it expired, on the last day, she was letting it expire, and then she was getting that notice saying, hey, it expired. She was just trying to milk one more day. So me and my lawyer went in and submitted the night before and won the trademark. So then we started coming up with the product.
I'm curious as to what made you want to jump at that opportunity.
Because I remember Hypercolor, and when I was starting Native Brand, I was trying to find that type of material, and I was like, there's no way that they went bankrupt, right? Like something that's, if you've got canvas that changes colors, like it's not just going to disappear, it's going to be around forever. But it disappeared. Nobody was out there doing it. So I long story short, I ran into a patent attorney at Bobby Mackey's, the country bar.
Yeah, Bobby Mackey's.
And it was it's a cash only bar, and I knew his girlfriend that he was there with. It was her birthday, end of the night, and he thought I was getting free shots from the bartender. So he was like, "Hey, can I get a shot from me and my girl?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's cool." So I bought him 2 shots. And he felt so bad because he just didn't have any cash on him. He's like, "Look, dude, I'll give you a free hour of trademark talk. I'm a patent attorney."
That's crazy.
And so he kept trying to like give good on his promise. So he kept calling me and texting me, and I kept ignoring him.
Wow.
And I was just looking up Hypercolor one day, and he called, and so out of frustration, I answered it, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, look and see what's going on with Hypercolor." And he hung up, called me back, and he's like, "You're not going to believe it, dude. The trademark is up in 28 days. Every 3 years, the same lady's reissuing the trademark, but she's letting it lapse overnight. So if we submit it at this time, there's a good possibility at the same lady's registering the trademark that you'll win it."
That's crazy.
So it was all based off of buying a shot at Bobby Mackey's. Yeah,
that is such wild happenstance.
So,
and at Bobby Mackey's,
right? Yeah,
they were on your side that night.
100%. Yeah. So we found 400 of these shirts in one of our storage units. So we're gonna drop them during October during that party. Yeah. So and there's still people to this day. If you just do #Hypercolor, like you see some like 45-year-olds being like, "Where the fuck is this at?" Like I need it, especially for Halloween, like 90s parties. And it's not a 90s party unless you have a Hypercolor shirt.
And you're gonna have them.
And we're gonna be selling them.
You're gonna have.
I had a Hypercolor shirt, but it wasn't branded Hypercolor. It was just the color changing technology. I had a wolf that I got it from Gatlinburg. It was a wolf shirt. Just it was like howling at the moon. There's a blue moon on it. But when you you changed the color from like a blue to like a white underlay, but like super dope shirt. I don't even know what happened to it. Obviously wouldn't fit me now, but like I just remember that color changing shirt was like super cool, but it didn't say Hypercolor. Obviously someone else had gotten the stuff and was producing it out of Gatlinburg, because they definitely had a bunch of that.
There was another company called like Sun Vision or Sun something, but in theirs was the actual logo changed colors with UV rays, not with heat. That was the other big one.
I think honestly my shirt was like
the fabric itself changed colors, not the
logo was
logo.
I think my DTG or some kind of screen printing. Over this wolf was like, really detailed, so it couldn't have been the screen print. It had to be like a DTG, I guess, based on what I know now. But like, it just was a wolf howling and like in the picture, but the whole shirt changed colors when it was like summer. That was the one because my birthday's in summer, and I was wearing it, and the whole thing changed.
That blue and white shirt's fire. So it's like a blue shirt that fades to white underneath it when it gets hot. Wow. So I actually designed a shirt for Josh Kelly a lifetime ago.
Josh Kelly.
Yeah, that's Katherine Heigl's husband.
Yeah,
but
he's awesome.
I created a shirt for him a long time ago that was basically like a gas station out on like Route 66 where like there was like a big billboard in the background. So because the shirt itself, like when it fades, it almost looks like clouds. So I was like, that'd be super dope to do a logo. Yeah.
Dude, how have I never seen color changing shirts?
That's the thing. So
what?
So it was like
I was like 6 when I got it. I was like, because I was.
Yeah.
You would have been the coolest kid in school.
It wasn't that cool back then for us.
The only reason I knew about it. So I'm 43. So like they were popular in 1992. So I was 6 when Hypercolor was popular, but my sister was like 10 or 11 or 12, and that was like the honey hole that they were going for. But so, without having the internet around, and they were here and gone so quick, there's only one commercial of hypercolor, and it's not interesting. It's like people dancing in a nightclub. It's like hyper.
That's probably what drawed him in.
Color, you know,
because you probably didn't see much of that.
Yeah. Right. So, but
I would have bought the shirt.
Turn the party on.
But they disappeared before the internet was around, so there was nothing there to make it go, you know, viral or nostalgia. So it's like, man, if we can bring this back and do 10% of 52 mil every quarter.
Nostalgia, man. But back then it wasn't playing on nostalgia. It was just playing on the real time. Now it's a nostalgia.
Yeah.
You never
well, that's the thing. It's nostalgia for anybody that's 43 or over, and anybody that's 42 or younger have never heard about it, and they don't even know that you can change the canvas of the shirt you're wearing.
I didn't know about it, and now I want it.
Yeah, 100%.
Not even for the nostalgia, just because it's super cool.
It's the coolest thing. So we've got the ones that we've got are purple that changed to hot pink.
I would love that. That's
green
awesome.
to yellow, and then I think the other two were brown to yellow and then orange to yellow. So
I love how it's just the color and then just the logo too.
Yeah, super
it's
simple,
not too
super
much.
clean.
Yeah, and it's still stylish.
That was the thing. We called it gold dust because when we got the trademark from Hypercolor, you know, we started running with it. The guy that bought me I bought the drink for at Bobby Mackey's. Once I got the trademark, he was like, dude, this is like, do you understand like how rare air this is? He's like, I need to be a part of it. So he's like, look, you can have all my legal responsibilities. Like, you can have me as 100% lawyer 100% of the time. I want 15% of the company. And so like with him, I was really able to structure it and get it down. Like, I was working with this company at the time called the Brandery, which, you know, is an incubator system. And like those companies need to come back if they're not around. So it was an incubator system that was right out of Longworth Hall. And it was basically like guys that worked for P&G that now started their own thing. And they had this big office and they had like 15 computers with cubicles, and they brought in 15 up and coming brands. And they gave them a cubicle for free. Well, at the time it was free, or for us it was free. I think it's a charge for everybody else. But they bring in their Rolodex, bro. Like their angel investors and all these other people, and you know, they've got 5 people that are walking around pitching ideas that used to work for P&G, and it's all an incubator system for small up and coming businesses. It was such an incredible opportunity. And you know, they saw what we had. They saw Hypercolor and the possibilities. So they were like, you know, we're going to bring you guys on, give you an office, and let you run it right out of here. You know, any ideas that you want, like, this is yours. You can come in 24 hours a day.
Whoa.
Here's the key. Yeah,
dude, that's so cool. We talked about when incubator for NKU. I tried to go after that. They offered the same thing, but it was the students, and you had to win. I mean, I got 3rd out of 150, which I'm very proud of.
Whoa, that's awesome.
It was a great experience. Yeah, it was awesome. It was an artist appreciation community I was creating, where it was like an eBay, Facebook, Craigslist for artists. You could sell your art right from the website.
Nice.
Kind of like competition with like Etsy or Art.com at the time. And keep in mind, this was like 2011, so this was a bit in the past where the website.com kind of
shoots
thing.
from 2010, bro. I busted them out today.
And they're still kicking.
Yeah, he's kicking.
Yeah.
Got the kicks going.
These were the very first shoes that ever came out in the
That camera makes them
colorway.
so bright. Look at that camera.
You have a great lime neon green thing going on right
for
now,
it.
and I'm
Let's
loving
go.
it
I
with the
got
denim,
the denim.
with the double denim.
These were the custom denim.
Yeah,
Double denim.
I went with the yin yang today. She's got a yin yang ring on, actually.
And I never wear
that's
this, and I
fire.
wore it today.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, get that thing in there.
That's powerful, man. That whole yin and yang, like especially like with the brand.
I'm so for it.
When I started the logos, you know, the yin and yang like really meant a lot to me. It was like the good versus evil, because I was like when I got assaulted, like I had to put blackout curtains on my windows, and it put me in a depressive state, right? Like, and I put myself there without even knowing it. So I was battling these demons of like, you know, not wanting to go out. I lost my job because I couldn't be out in the sun. So I was like forced to get better at everything I was doing, or find out and get a job. So, you know, the yin yang, when we made that, like, you know, you've got the eyeball logo on top, and then you've got the like the silhouette version below. but there's horns on it, and those horns are actually so it's the retina. The retina was what's detached from my eyeball, so that's how I lost my vision.
Oh wow!
So on the top one, it's got the retina. Looks like it's coming off, but the black and white version, they look like devil horns, which is like, that yin and yang, like the good and evil shit.
Metal.
I'm all about the yin and yang and karma. I eat it up.
Metal.
Yeah,
yep, all about it.
Karma's real, bro.
Yeah.
Karma is so real, and I do not mess with her.
Exactly.
I don't mess with her.
I have a few things to say. First off, Metal this Thursday.
Metal this Thursday.
Madison Live, Covington, Kentucky. Beyond the Stage Live. It'll be Coldharbour. But also, I had a yin yang on my class ring. We talked about that, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
I had a
nice.
yin yang on my class ring because when I was 13, I got a black belt.
Ooh.
And then eventually moved into wrestling instead of, taekwondo. But because of that experience when I was younger, getting the black belt and doing all that, the yin yang just made a lot of sense, and I liked the balance of it because I always felt like I would always pull one direction, but then the other direction would always like try to bring me
Reel
along
you in.
because like I was always the one that's like, all right, well, let's try this, and they're like, are you serious? Let's like. No, like I'm like, well, I'm here to let's take a risk, right?
Yeah.
And but then that's like the black side of things, and the white side is like, oh no, we're gonna be safe here. So it's like there's two things that I was always like, I was flipping off walls.
Yeah,
and
like we were talking about
earlier.
like change is you have to get out of your comfort zone.
You have to. You have to get out of your comfort
or
zone.
you can't do anything.
You can't. If you stay in the comfort zone, the growth is minimal because not that you can't grow, physically from eating or whatever, but the growth, if you don't get out of the comfort zone, you're not going to see what the greener pastures may have because you're going to sit at home base, which is comfortable and it's nice and it's great.
Yeah, and sometimes not even that. Sometimes we even get comfortable with things that are uncomfortable. And that can be even harder.
Repetition too.
Yeah, repetition is a big one. That's how people stay stuck in loops.
Exactly. You can get a loop. You can be stuck. You get into a routine that may not even be a healthy routine. It's just a
most of the time it's not.
Right. Exactly. So you may get into a routine. You're like, all right, like you might get buried in your own, I guess, dark side, if you will. And at the end of the day, you have to get uncomfortable to break out of that.
Yep.
And that's a struggle for so many people.
A lot of us.
And that's absolutely. What's up, guys? Welcome.
Good, yeah,
of course, welcome. But that's a big thing for me is I have never been afraid to take that leap and jump and go towards what I want because I don't know what this life brings. I don't know what happens afterwards.
Yeah.
Time to leave this skin onto the next or whatever.
No regrets.
Exactly, no regrets. I don't have one. It's like I don't have any tattoos. Actually, it's funny you mentioned.
Come on,
I have no tattoos. when Charlie decides,
I'll be a bad influence.
Hey, there's a whole story there. I'll give you that.
Okay, all right. I'll take the rundown.
I'll give you the story. But when Charlie wants to get a tattoo, I'll join her and I'll get one first. But here's the thing: is that when it was a younger era of me and I was so set on what I wanted to do and just keep pushing for that, and I knew I had the vision. Other people that may not have that mentality of like a vision and just wanted to go in a path that's paved for them, if you will. And I'm like, all right, let's truck through this cornfield.
Yeah.
And then I noticed that the people that are the dark side tried to utilize my efforts for good in their own way. We'll
always have something knocking on our door.
Always. The agendas that I learned that I didn't know people had those agendas.
And that's where our choices come into place,
They do.
We build who we are.
We build who and the people, the company you keep, your tribe. We call the tribe here,
Yeah.
And it's a big part of what we do is our tribe. And you never know who's going to come into your path and be that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like here we are. Like as we talk about tattoos, I have none. You have a plethora, but our worlds collide very easily.
Yeah,
it's like a glove right now for some whatever reason.
I'm always really good at getting comfortable with people in that kind of way.
But in the art world and then the friend world and everything that we connected with,
it
John,
all tied in.
It tied in.
Yeah,
in two separates of the spectrum. Exactly.
Yep.
So knowing that,
and then we took opportunity.
It took opportunity, and here we are. We're sitting
and it's
here.
going great.
It's going great. Exactly. I feel the same.
Yeah.
And with you being who you are, and you're taking the opportunity that's presented in front of you, you're in these uncomfortable situations.
Oh my goodness!
All of the time.
Let
I can
me tell
imagine.
you, even just doing this, I've never done a podcast before.
Oh yeah, first.
Yeah. This is my first podcast.
Pop the cherry,
I mean, it's scary, but
it's not scary.
It's not. No, I think the anticipation of something new.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not scary, but it's one of those things. I was like, I got this. This is a great opportunity. I get to know you better. I got to meet you. I got to see your guys' world. You get to know my world.
Yes.
We're all branching out. Like, it's great. And again, those kind of opportunities usually are nerve-wracking in a way.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's uncharted. Uncharted territory is always nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
I do think there is a level to finding a new world and you're entering a new world where you go in and like, who talks first? Am I speaking first? Are they going to?
How is this person?
Are they going to? I always think, am I extending my hand first, or are they extending their hand first?
I always try to go first.
I wait to see if they are going to make any kind of move toward it and what their eye contact does. 'Cause I'm big on eye contact.
See, I feel like you're like me in that kind of way, where it's like in the first maybe 5 minutes of talking to somebody, you could kind of fill out who they are. Yeah, and I vibe well with people like that because, I could talk to somebody for a couple seconds and I know.
Put them in a basket.
Yeah. And I'm like, I could say this thing around this person. This would make this person comfortable. Like, I could tell this would make this person uncomfortable.
Appreciate you, fellas.
Bye-bye. And it makes it easy to do what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is just a conversation. It's just being recorded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is like it's usually awkward for like the first 3 minutes because you're hearing your own voice in your head and you're like, what's going on?
I like it more than I thought I would.
It's incredible. It really is because it hones in on the conversation. So it's like if we don't wear headphones, appreciate you, bro. If we don't wear headphones, we're talking over each other because it's weird how
cool.
much controlled it is when you just have headphones on.
And I like it too because I cannot express to you guys how many podcasts I listen to. Like, I'm so typical, but I'm one of those true crime podcast junkies, So like all day long I'm listening to it and I'm like, I want to do that so bad, Like I love listening to people bounce off of each other's conversations.
What's your favorite true crime podcast?
Last Podcast on the Left.
The Last Podcast.
Oh my God.
I like the name of it.
I love Henry.
No.
Have you ever seen on Adult Swim? On Adult Swim there was a show called Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell.
No.
Henry, how do you pronounce the name? Henry Burkowski, something like that. He's one of the people on Last Podcast of the Left, one of the funniest people I know. They take true crime and kind of blend it in with humor, which is my kind of thing, like a sick kind of joke.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. Them and Morbid. Love them.
Morbid.
Morbid.
So that's another.
It's another true crime podcast.
Okay.
I don't know that one, but I know.
This has kind of been like a bucket list thing for me. Like, I want to do a podcast one day. I want to see how I do. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're doing fantastic.
It's fun.
I didn't know any of this information. This is new to me.
Yeah.
This is cool to know. Glad to be a part of your first one.
You guys are my first podcast.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, we are in the 200s.
That's crazy. Yeah. What? I'm 229.
229.
That's awesome, guys.
You're number
for
one
what?
in our heart, though. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
There's some significance with 9 in this. 9, I think 9 is you're about to break a new.
Yeah.
So you're helping us break through new.
I'm all about those kind of angel numbers and numbers
for sure.
like that. Yeah.
And I think also with like having a podcast and being so consistent with us, or consistent with it, with us, we've really learned that every situation is different. So when we have someone on the couch, if they're brand new and they are feeling a little stiff with it really helps is why we break the ice at the beginning.
Yeah, it's
of
a
the
learning
conversation.
experience for everybody.
Yeah. Exactly. You break the ice, the conversation, and then we kind of just toss the softballs. And once you hit a couple of balls, and then all of a sudden the conversation flows, and then the person on the couch usually
blossoms.
Yeah, it's all about filling them out.
Remembers why they're there.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they go into mode of like, oh, I talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
I can do this now. And hi, Mom, basically. And like
I love Mom.
The T-shirt. Yeah. We have a live stream right here. You can see we're out here.
We are out here.
There's Jay's fingers. Yeah. And his ring game. You guys have ring games.
Blinging. Yeah. I never wear my rings. It's a special occasion.
Yeah.
No, I don't have any rings on. Just my on-air bracelets.
It's okay. It's balancing out.
Yeah,
we're all balancing out right now.
Yes, I'm here for me. I'm here for you. I'm here for everyone in this room.
Here.
Everyone in this room is amazing people.
I'm here. You guys are awesome and beautiful.
Hey, appreciate that.
Yeah.
We're just here
You've
with our
got
six
the
shooters.
most style out of anybody I've seen today.
Hey,
Yes,
I appreciate it. You know what? I
I
woke up
aspire
today.
to be that way.
I woke up today, threw out my back, and I'm like, this is not my day, bro. Like, my wife is, she just had like neck surgery, so she's got her own little spot in our bedroom where like we get the bed that like raises up, so she's got to sleep sitting up.
Poor thing.
Yeah, so I'm sleeping on the couch right now, and it's like I'm guessing that like aggravated something. When I was cleaning this morning, it was just popped, and I was like, come on, dude. Like,
you know what? But sweet of you to do that for her.
Yeah, for
to give
sure.
her space.
For sure. She's but you know, she's like leaning it further and further back every day because she wants me back in that bed.
Aww.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How sweet.
And definitely hope Kaylin you still feels better soon, man. Like
Man.
when I saw the first picture, my heart sunk, man. For
Yeah,
her,
you don't you don't realize how
that,
serious it is until
but
you,
the neck brace all the
neck?
time, neck brace, and outside of just I think the shower. You said like outside of that, it's a neck brace.
she's got to wear it
24/7.
Yeah,
Wow.
That is
for,
rough.
for a full
6 weeks.
She's a champion for that.
I think she has to. They told her today. I think it's a full 12 weeks. So
Double the time?
So 6 weeks she has to wear it, and then she can go back to work. No, maybe it's off at 6 weeks, but she still can't lift anything over 10 pounds or anything like that.
Aww.
But,
I'm glad she has you there.
yeah, I just took her to her checkup today, and like we didn't. You know, they tell us what's happening, but like we get to see the X-rays today, and there's a fucking metal plate in the front of her throat with 6 screws, and these screws are just fucking poking through. And she's like, "So what happens if I fucking jerk my head too much? It's gonna fucking puncture my aorta? Like that's crazy."
You
bro.
know what? She's a badass for that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kaylin, man.
Shout out.
And yeah, she's doing well though, bro. I appreciate you asking. She's doing well. She's just, you know, we went for this is the first time that she's been in a car in 2 weeks, so she was just fucking like head out the window.
But I was gonna say like
She sounds like a warrior.
Taking
Yeah, good for her.
some tips from Barkley, just like
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
I'm out the window.
I took her for some ice cream afterwards. Yeah, she
That's
loved
awesome.
What a sweet man.
Hey, man.
Aw.
Good on you.
it. I really didn't, but we
I'm
got
glad
ice
you
cream
guys
at the
have
house
each
at
other.
Butterfly.
How sweet.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we are very different people. We are very different people on all fronts. Him and I are.
You guys are the yin yang.
Yin and
You
yang.
know,
Yeah,
you're the
man.
yin yang.
And like, but like I said earlier, like with you is like we've never had an argument. It just we don't really see a lot of turmoil because we're staying in our own lanes.
Yeah.
And neither of us want to be in the other lane because that's not who we are.
And
It
I
just-
feel like when
it's
you have
yeah.
a respect for each other on a different kind of level like that, if
Yeah.
something did happen, it would be communicated instead of confrontational.
And
you
that's
know?
and I was actually going to jump to that too. Is the argument side, like, because you have disagreements, you may not agree on something for that a second, but when something comes where there's like a little like heads come
It's
together.
hard not to get aggravated
Yeah, you're
sometimes.
just like you're like this would do better here, but then it's communicated
Yes.
healthy as I can say. So when
Yeah.
I say no arguments, I mean that like it's just
Yes.
healthy communication, and like outside of me being
So
a
important.
communications bachelor's in it, like a major in that, like
Oh, nice.
yeah, that's what my
Yeah.
degree's in. But like outside of that knowledge that someone may have, I'm here to lighten the load and put my best foot forward.
Yeah,
so
that's
like
the best way to do
that's
it.
where I like I'll do everything that I'm gonna do because I've already have plans before even like before we even partnered to do anything. I was like, I think I could have Native do this and this and this and make it better, but that's not my role, not my place, not my thing. I'm gonna keep pushing my own way.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I can pick up all this, like, because he's only one man, so like to build something, you eventually have to have more hands on deck. So a ship can only run
Teamwork.
so, right. So I was like, I can pick up all this. That's all really not that hard. But then the other stuff, I was like, when do I get the trust? And the trust came actually really fast.
Yeah.
Given
It does when you meet
Yeah.
genuine people like
Right,
that.
yeah,
you
but
know?
like he said,
Put them in baskets.
right.
Yep,
Yeah, he
put
said
them in
friends that come up
baskets.
to me like, how does he trust you? Like, where did that come from? Jay trusts no one. I was like, I'm
I
here.
feel like everybody
I'm just
deserves
like-
your trust until they
But
prove
It's
they
when it's your,
broken,
but
yeah.
it's
No,
when you're,
yeah.
but it's when your brand, because
There's a lot
because
riding
That's
there's a
special.
lot
Yeah.
riding on what's
Yes.
happening. So you have to
That's
really
your
think of-
livelihood. That's your
when it's your brand on
passion.
It, yeah,
Yeah.
Where that comes from, because I've had a conversation with a lot of his friends. They didn't know who I was. I came out of like nowhere for most of them, and
Yeah.
and we're very different. So it's like, who's this guy? Whatever. But like, it's your brand.
It
I had a
is.
band, and I was like, holding on to like what I want to do, writing the lyrics, writing the music with it, and I had a brand on it. And when someone would come in, I could see like, oh, they're just trying to change it fundamentally, and that's not where we're going.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not where we're going, and they're like bullheaded going that way, and I'm like, oh no. I could see the collision before we got to practice 3. So like I was like, oh no. Zach, can you talk to them when you're jamming, learning this? I would like literally talk to Zach, our drummer, because he knew the brand.
Yeah.
I was like, can you talk to the guitar player? Because we were like, in music, it's hard to get to the next level, and when you get further, you get close to the sun.
Man, especially when you're working with other people.
Yeah,
and it's a passionate thing.
Exactly, and the guitar players, we always found that we're not really comfortable with going further, so we were replacing them on a pretty high rate.
Change is important.
Exactly. So I'm like, Zach, when you talk to the guitar player, let him know where we're at, so that I don't have to I don't want to seem like I'm overstepping on a new guy.
Right.
I want him to feel free, but at the same time, like, we're trying to go a direction where it's like maybe chorus focused and singing focused, and he's trying to overwhelm with guitar, and like he may not get to where we're going.
Yeah, and that's fine.
And like in the heat, Zach would communicate it great because he's jamming. He's like, "Hey man, let's just lighten it on the guitar." I didn't have to say that as a vocalist because I knew my place. Even though I was running mostly everything, vocalist talking to a guitar player compared to a drummer talking to the guitar player is a much different dynamic in that setting.
Interesting.
Yeah, so you have to really understand where that conversation is coming from. I was like, I have to go in the back end because this guy's he got to this point for a reason. Yeah. And he wants his opinion heard. But Zach's a G on drums, so when this guitar player sees this amazing drummer, he respects him, and everything he says is respected.
It's the influence.
So I was like, will you tell him, because I'm not going to get that respect out of this dude like you are.
But that's good that you know that. Because taking on something that you can't handle, and it blowing up, So you took the greatest approach you could have, which is awesome.
Well, thank you. Yeah, that's how I view everything with it, because like everyone has a unique relationship with each other.
That's true, and we're all different.
We're all different.
We're all different. I was just in a meeting today for my factory job because I'm a trainer, and they're doing this thing where it's like your personality traits. And how different personalities can clash with other personalities, and how some of us are better with easing into other personalities. It was a very interesting thing, but it kind of reminds me of that. Sure, it's just knowing what kind of person can say what to somebody else in a way that can be perceived as... I always tell people all the time, like a lot of people confuse communication with confrontation.
And that's a gym. All right.
Yes, communication and confrontation, 2 different things, folks.
Look at her go.
2 different things. You have to know the importance.
Yeah.
And when
Chef kiss.
When you have people who don't understand that, that's when things, even if you go into it with the genuine outlook and you're not going into it in a bad way, things come across wrong to some people.
They do, and and there's a really easy way to sum that kind of idea up is just knowing how to read the room. Some people don't have that ability, though. Exactly. And that is something, and knowing that is like going into some kind of leadership role. In that position with the band with Ocean Grid, I was definitely in a leadership role because I was not only putting the financials up, I was booking everything. I was booking the band. I was writing music with a guitar player. So I was doing all these things. Yeah. But I also knew that people would come in and not know the role I was doing. Yeah. They would just see me come in because I'm not... They don't
see... behind the scenes, behind the stage.
I have like really bad shoulders. It hurts to if I were to throw a football like 4 times, I can't get to the 5th without it hurting. Yeah. So I wasn't one picking up the amps. I was the vocalist anyway, so I was taking care of other stuff and whatever. But when someone from the external comes in and sees homie not picking up guitars, not helping with carrying stuff, like why is he not carrying?
They don't know the dynamic.
Exactly, but I didn't have time to explain that, so I was like, Zach, could you give it? Because Zach was really good. Yeah. Zach Rigler, Zach Nova. He had a couple different, he was Zach the Heartless and Black Veil Brides back in the day, and all these different things. Yeah. Okay. So like he had been in the room with a lot of people. I was like, he knew how to read it and talk when it was his time.
And that kind of industry too.
Yes, he was in it. So I was like, Zach, can you relay this maybe better than I can? And he's like, yeah, I got you. And he would like thumbs up, and that was just his little nerdy thumbs. He's like, I got you. And I'm like, cool, like, dude, awesome.
I feel like I'm that person for my friends. I'm always a communicator.
Yeah. He's just sitting there, like, I mean, he's got a skull on his neck, a throat. He got it all done. And I was fronting it, and I was like, no tattoos. He was covered, and I was like, he's like, I got you. The vocalist
with no tattoos. I love that.
Yeah. And like, but we'd be on stage, and he's like deaf in one ear because of the China. And, it's a thing. It'll make you deaf. But so like he would like we'd be on stage and I'd be like looking back, and because we had 2 vocalists, so Dustin be singing and I would like look at Zach and we would just be mimicking like words, and we could like communicate with no actual speaking.
That's awesome.
And I would I'm like skipping that song, cutting out times look, and they're looking at us about times cut. We need to cut this song, and he's like, okay, go in this little computer, the backtracks and everything, fix it. And and like, that's literally what we do every time.
I love how you keep relating him to the cute little thumbs up.
That's how he's so funny. He's like, we'd be on stage like on a metal show, like
that's adorable.
And he would just be like, good. And
I love that.
It just those little, because he knew that like those little happy moments were like in an intense
that is the moment.
He was good at it. He may not even realize what he was doing at the time, but it was a comfort for me knowing that I could count on him.
And then when people pick up on that, people pick up on that energy without even having to say anything. So
yes, so
little soothers like that are
and
great.
I take that entire mentality to this and working with Jay, and like it's just building. We're building our lives, and we're creating whether it's legacy, whether it's creating future, whether it's creating the now. We're creating something that's never been done. We are considered a first-to-market store, so we are doing something that hasn't been done before.
Yeah, you guys are the footstool to it. You guys are the step up.
Interactive retail. We're here.
Yeah, which is so cool, guys. This whole thing is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and we're glad that you can be here to be a part of it.
Yeah,
every
I'm glad
Tuesday,
to be a part.
the store's open. You see people coming in and shopping, and thankfully we got a team that's able to knock it out. And even if we don't, we can just hop right on up, and that's the day.
You guys are just loving what you're doing, and that's so important.
And we're only getting started too. That's the best thing. Like with this Halloween party that we're throwing, we're really like using that as a crowdfunding campaign to get it to our next project that we're working on. So, obviously everything we do down here is like outside the lines, like we don't color inside the box at all.
You never should.
Our floors
unless you're tattooing. Unless you're tattooing.
Unless you're tattooing.
Yeah.
Then you should color in the lines, guys.
We've talked about having a tattoo artist on the couch to do their work there, but
I could too.
Is it legal? How's that?
Yeah.
How's that work?
I mean, the people at my shop. I know what I need.
Something? Will we have to have certain insurance or something?
I don't believe so. I could always ask the guys at my shop. We could arrange that.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
We could arrange that. I mean, I have all my equipment. I have my bloodborne pathogen certifications. I have everything I need. Sterilized. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. So I could talk to them, and we could see what we could do.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
So anyone that gets a like a native tattoo that's like 2 inches by 2 inches or bigger,
discount.
They get a 40% discount, and we've got.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
What do we have? We've got probably like 7 or 8 people that have tattoos.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, guys. If we can plan something out, that would be incredible.
The craziest tattoo that we have is one guy went and got his nipple tattooed with one of our ice cream eyeball logos.
Amazing.
Yeah, and he filmed the whole thing, and so now he's got his own little special code where he comes in and gets 40% off anything that he wants.
Let's do it, guys.
Yeah. I love the tattoo discount. I think that's just it's something that the tattoo discount and then the native fit check.
It's just so fun. It's so fun and new.
Yeah. It is new. It's something different. And like that, the tattoo discount is actually really kind of what inspired the fit check discount, because I was like, we can give discounts for stuff to get people to put their time into it, just to buy the shirt to come back and be here.
Yeah.
They don't have to purchase anything, but they're like, I'm going to wear the shirt to the store just in case.
Yeah.
And and the tattoo obviously is there permanently, but the fit check is 10%, not 40. But like, if you wear a native shirt inside the store, you get a discount for just wearing it, so.
Even if we don't even bring it in here, if you guys send people to me, I'll take them for you. Just send them my way. Well, I'll do it at the shop too if we can't do it here.
That'd be dope. We
do global podcast.
I'm here.
We can podcast.
You can bring it in there.
We can bring the podcast in.
Yeah, I mean, they have their cousin friend T. Let me look him up on YouTube. He does. Yeah, he records his music videos in there. He's a local Cincinnati rapper. Let me find him.
Yeah, we can literally take the podcast anywhere. We've done a podcast at Amador. We went there, we reviewed some food. So we've done podcasts mobile. We did a podcast at VOA this about a week. It's been it's flying
That's
by.
awesome.
So we did a VOA confessional, so people could talk about their VOA experience, like podcast. So we can do it anywhere. We're
come
local.
to the shop sometime. Yeah, Te. He's a Cincinnati local rapper. He's absolutely amazing. He shoots videos inside the shop. It's really close with them. You guys could come to the shop, do a podcast in the shop, interview them. You guys would have a blast. They are super well known, especially in Cincinnati. It would be great for everybody, honestly.
Yeah, we have a whole idea of doing like a podcast where we're going out and interviewing other places.
Yeah, come to us.
We almost had a deal with BW3s. We were trying to go there where we would just latch two webcams up to a bar table in the middle of the bar. And, we would order BW wings and we would drink the beer. We would have a podcast, a sports podcast right there. And we even had an idea to have like a band play that night where the lead singer would have to eat the hottest hot wings that they offer and then immediately sing. Yeah.
That sounds so fun.
We did do that in the lab though. Matt Waters did do that.
We did it in the lab, but we were very close to getting a deal with the Fort Wright BW3s.
But I will say we did do the hot wing thing for Matt Waters. So shout out to Matt Waters.
Shout out.
Because Matt Waters was on Beyond the Stage back in June. So huge shout out to him. He's amazing. So, but he did the hot wing. He played in the lab, the old lab. Literally ate the wing. The rest of the band did, and then sang. And he sounded great.
That's so cool.
It was just a cool experience. So once I saw that, and then when the B-Dubs thing came to kind of being talked about, it's just stuff like that, like pushing the limits like that is it's so much fun. But it also gives people something brand new that you just don't
exactly,
get,
and it's fun for everyone involved.
Yes.
It's hilarious. It's different. It's just great all around. I love that.
It's good exposure too, man, especially when you can do something where you can go to a different backdrop and have the same quality of podcast that you do here on set. There's a lot of value in that for sure.
It's the personality of it all.
Yeah. And, being able to like the one we did a remote podcast at Amador. And being able to show their ambiance on the inside was super cool, man. I really wish we would have set up our main camera differently or had some light on it. But the other shot that showed the bar and showed it was incredible, man.
Yeah, and I do like the backdrop of there though. The colors were pretty cool. It was different.
Oh yeah,
it was different.
I mean, we thought it was going to be incredible. It was just too dark.
It was a little dark. It was a little dark. Yeah.
But that's us. That's us trying to get everything ready and bring equipment. Off-site that we got to get ready.
When we're creating our own setting, really, so like when we're doing it, we're not even sure what the camera's going to look like until it's time to go live. So once you're there, it's roll with the punches. The show must go on. We're going to get this done. We're going to go
I feel like
live.
that's very authentic, though. I like that.
It is. And that's the best part about going live. Like our first 2 seasons, we recorded the podcast. We would send it to somebody that would cut it all up. And it looked incredible, and it was very cool. But it would take 7 to 10 days to get back, and at the time we didn't have Joe Burrow, so we would talk about the Bengals, like, "Hey, we're doing good this week," and by the time we got the footage back, we were 2 weeks in the hole. So there was a lot of there was a lot of like handing the baton off. And it's like it's so much easier just to go live and let the errors happen, let the mistakes happen.
It's the authenticity of it all.
Sure.
Nobody wants the cookie cutter stuff.
Right. I mean, you can do the cookie cutter. You can cut it up, and then we can have a 30-second. We can have a 30-second clip made up for. You doing wine with a little bit of peach tea?
That sounds incredible.
It's actually mango tea, I will say, and it's Snapple. And I want a Snapple sponsorship for Beyond the Stage would be amazing. I would drink Snapples on every event, but that's all. I digress. I want Red Bull, Liquid Death. There's so many I'm trying to go after, but I do want to ask you a question,
bro. The fucking AMC is crushing it. Bro.
They are crushing it. Every single night the AMC here is just piles.
It's one of the best.
Be able to see everybody just fucking piling out. It's like every 15 minutes we got 100 people walking down them stairs.
That's so cool.
It is. I mean.
Movies are back, bro. Traps out. All these M. Night Shyamalan. He's got
John.
you.
John's got John.
Thanks, John.
John is
I'm
finding.
over here like.
John is finding an amazing role.
producer, you know?
Yeah, man, he's producing. That's literally.
He's my blanket boy right now.
Yes.
So,
Thanks, John.
so that
he's
Love you.
the connector for this.
that beautiful
Yes.
blanket right there. If you guys do want to purchase it, it's available.
Let me do one of these for you guys.
Yeah, man. We actually, I've got them tied up on Teespring.com. So if you go to Teespring.com, type in the native Skittles, that beach towel will pop up, and you will be the sweet treat on the beach this summer.
I'm feeling
bro.
like Vanna White.
You were Vanna Blue over there.
Yeah.
That shit's fire, bro.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see you.
Yeah, right.
Jinx.
Yeah, hey, I don't drink soda, so
You know,
can have it.
you know what's funny, man? We actually had Jacob. I'm not going to give away his last name. He was down at the Cincinnati. What is that? The athletics club or whatever it is. It's like a little private pool that's inside a place like right by Pearl Brown Stadium over there, and he was there at the pool with his girlfriend, and he had the native towel.
Nice.
And Gary Owen came in to go swimming and saw the native towel. And was so jealous, bro. He's like, where the fuck did you get that? He's like, oh, I ordered it from Jay. And Gary's like, I've never even seen that before. And Jake said that fucking Gary bought it right there off of him. He's like, I need that for the crib.
He bought it right off.
Bought
right
it
there?
off of him, yeah. That's where it's at, bro. Like
Yeah.
that's the best part of like doing these like limited drops that we do is like, you know, Jake was like able to say, you know, hey, bro, I don't even think you can get this anymore. You know, and he was like, well, I need that right now, bro.
Dude, I get so many different comments. Like this shirt, the one I have on right now. It's the tie-dye with the Halloween logo that sits in the tie-dye, which is what I love about it.
Oh, we need to bring that back, bro. It's almost Halloween.
I know.
Damn.
But that was kind of my thought process behind wearing the shirt today, because like we've been talking about this 90s party for Halloween.
Oh, it's going to be incredible,
right?
bro.
So I was like, but I'm wearing the tie-dye because I just wanted to wear that because we're getting close to where tie-dye is not going to be as wear. I was like, we're in the summer. It's kind of flying by. And I was like, but
It
we
is
got
flying by.
the Halloween in here, though, that's the kicker. And I got the patch. That's the best part is the patch on this. The patch here is March 21st, 2020.
And it's got the time on it, too, doesn't it?
Yeah, time 4:20.
4:20.
Yeah.
There it
It's
is.
amazing.
Was it AM or PM?
This is a PM.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so the thing about
I was up late, like, you know, that's got the wife's face on it because she was the one that tie-dyed all
exactly.
those.
It says hand dyed by Miss Mad Scientist. But I do love the fact
that was a pandemic thing, right? That was 2020.
Yeah, this is March 21st, 2020. This was
that's the shit that's going to get so popular later on down the road, bro. Is like the fact that like those shirts,
yes,
like
this is probably my most valuable shirt.
It's dope. I
love this shirt.
But we don't think about it when we're in the middle of doing it. Like we don't realize that we're producing limited drops that are going to be worth something 10 years down the road, right? Because at the time we're just trying to figure out how to pivot and make it happen, bro.
Yeah, and exactly. And you're living in the moment so much that you get like within it, and then when the outsiders are looking in, or anybody outsiders, if you will, I don't want to really, everyone's inclusive, but like if you're on the outside looking in, and then when things down the line and all of a sudden something pops off and you say, I got that one shirt. And
where's it at?
Exactly.
Pull it out of the drawer.
Pull it out of the drawer, and you go look for that one shirt because you know, oh man, like, because some people understand limited, but when you really break it down, and it's moving on from it, and then someone's like, that's the coolest shirt I've seen. That's awesome. And they might see in your closet, and you're like, oh, can I get that? And like, actually, no. I think what they do is limited, and you kind of have that conversation, and the person you're talking to is like, whoa, where can I get limited?
Yeah.
And then before you know it, we're there, and then they see the podcast, and then you see the world that we've curated as who we are. But I think the limited creates a conversation you just can't have in a mass producing mentality, because the conversation's different. It just is. It at the end of the day, like, it comes down to what you value, and people value exclusiveness.
100%.
They value exclusiveness,
and also, so when it comes to the hat vending machines,
that's
that's our next project, is the hat vending machine. So when you think about that, because I'm with you. I think limited runs of things creates longevity in the brand. It doesn't oversaturate the market. And we've got enough designs and ideas and logos and the way that I built this brand is very spot on with what Jordan Blackmore was telling me when he was running 3 Square Studios, which these shoes actually tie into 3 Square Studios. This was the first Volt drop that ever came out. So when these shoes came out, this is the color that Jordan and Nick Ellis wanted on those Stephen Janoskis.
Oh, okay.
So they used these shoes as reference. Like I said, these were Clark Kent's #1 shoe of 2010.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah,
So
fancy.
yeah, but well,
She's returned.
Yeah,
I'm back.
So what I
Let me
was
see it.
Potty break.
Hey,
You gotta have it.
I'm surprised I haven't chased
You guys
out
have
there.
beat me.
Honestly, I was even thinking it'd be cool to get one of those outdoor like camper, like pop up P tents and just put it right behind our chairs here.
Yeah.
Like a porta potty kind
A little fucking
Get one of
to
those.
go porta potty and just do it right here. Where zip it up, zip it out, and then
Get a shiwi for the ladies.
a shiwi.
A
Is that
where you
one of
hold the
those?
cup?
It looks like an elephant's
Uh-huh.
tusk. Yeah.
Yep. You gotta get those. Gotta be good for both genders, y'all.
That's.
Yep.
I mean,
Gotta get the
that's-
shiwi. Gotta invest.
That's pretty
Yep.
genius, bro. That's
That is
pretty
genius.
genius.
Honestly, yes. I wonder if a woman came up with that.
Probably.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I don't think a man.
If a man came up with that, I'd be so impressed.
Yes, I think if a man were to come up with that, he would have to really be thinking outside of himself.
Really, he would have to be thinking about some weird things.
Yeah, he would have to be going to a weird place. But I mean, a lot of inventions were created on the most weird.
On a weird
you know what I mean?
place.
Like it just is what it is. On like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
creation of like Viagra. Was created on a totally different.
a blood pressure pill.
Yeah, exactly.
And a side effect of Viagra from Pfizer, the side effect was a hard dick. It was it was a blood pressure pill.
Yeah,
It was
I
to
didn't even
lower
know
your
that.
blood pressure. But a side effect was a hard on. So they said, well, wait a minute.
Bingo.
We found something here. Yeah,
Ding, 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 ding.
so they completely pivoted. Dude, you know what's absolutely insane? Do you remember Smiling Bob?
Yes.
Do you remember Smiling
Yes.
Bob?
No, but I'm intrigued.
So Smiling Bob was a
course.
commercial that was on probably like the 2010s maybe. No, earlier
how
than
am I
that, maybe
missing this?
2005s.
Maybe I know.
Yeah, it was a Smiling Bob, and it was basically like a 1950s commercial, but it was for today, and it was Smiling Bob who, he's got the wife who's baking at home, and he's got the kids, and
I gotta
and
look this up.
And Smiling
he's
Bob's
all in
been taking his own Viagra, and his wife's super happy. And,
good for him.
And that's why she's baking pies, is because he's laying the pipe. Like that.
Pies for pipe. Pies for
look,
pipe.
that what the crazy thing about Smiling Bob? He was from Kenwood, bro. He was from Cincinnati.
Why are all
Ohio.
the craziest people from
And-
Ohio?
And look, and so this
I
guy.
swear.
This guy got busted and arrested for
Oh, it's an actual man. Oh my gosh, I do know.
it's incredible, yeah, Smiling Bob.
Show that camera if you got it open. Go closer. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
Smiling Bob.
Smiling Bob.
So this guy was stealing people's credit card informations and then running it for other charges. He was already a multi-millionaire from running this scheme here.
No wonder he was smiling.
Bro, his own mother, his 72-year-old mother had to go to jail because of the shit that he was doing.
Oh, that's awful.
And he lives 5 minutes from Kenwood
Still?
Kenwood Mall.
I say we protest.
He's in jail now.
Oh, okay, thank goodness.
Yeah, the whole
Poor mom.
family
He's in
went.
jail now.
But those commercials were absolutely fucking genius, bro. He was
Man,
just like
I'll have to
walking
watch
around
those.
smiling, and mom's just baking pies, and he's laying pipe, and the kids are out playing in the yard.
He's laying pipe.
He's just coming
pies
home from
are
work,
being
and he's
made.
got Smiling Bob, bro, with the fucking smile on his face.
I would be smiling if I was him too.
He's doing some construction. He's like
He's laying some construction.
I'm telling you, I
Good
wish.
for Bob.
See
Good
this,
for
and this,
Bob.
this is where John G.
I wanna
this
be
is-
Bob.
This is
No, I
where
don't.
John G needs to pop in, so he needs to be
Yeah.
able to type in the Smiling Bob commercial.
You
and
gotta
pop
play
up
it in the
right now for
background.
us. Yeah, we got to be able to figure out so we can add another button to the stream deck where we can
Yes.
drop it in.
You guys should get a
And then have-
soundboard too.
Yeah.
Come on, Pook, we got one right
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
We
yeah.
already have it. Yeah.
Oh,
we need funny sounds.
Yeah, you're talking about the funny
like,
sound. Yeah, we could.
Yeah, we need fart sounds and
We've-
stuff,
we've
you know.
talked-
This is
So we could do that if
on
we
stream deck.
We
Yeah.
could do that. We could do that if we wanted.
Those are so
Yeah.
funny.
But let's level for a second, and we'll talk about dynamics here.
Okay, yeah.
So if we were to do that kind of a thing, the show it becomes more of a show.
That's true.
And I don't-
That's
I
true.
don't
It
necessarily-
brings a humor,
Yeah,
too much humor to
I
it.
don't necessarily want to make it that kind of a show personally, because I really like the idea of the podcast being taking
Yeah.
like, it doesn't have to be the most serious thing in the world, because I mean we had OG Stank on,
Love
which you know
him.
OG Stank,
Okay, I don't know him personally.
but you've seen
But
him.
CJ Martin at Better Days Tattooing, one of my mentors, tattooed him an amazing tattoo. They're buddies. Such a cool guy.
Such a cool guy. Sean
Man.
is,
He
Big
just got
Stank.
that Cincy tattoo, bro.
yeah.
He did. That was from CJ.
Look, man, if I'm telling you,
Good job, CJ.
OG Stank, Sean.
Man, I would die if he called me Stank.
You get that native tattoo, you're gonna get 40% off for life.
Yeah.
Come to me.
I don't think Ted Karras is giving anyone any discounts on tattoos.
I will.
I'm just saying.
And I personally, I'd like to see OG Stank wear one of those native beanies, man.
Okay.
I want to get one of those. Just a quick photo, because like
Get him on
we had
it.
this.
Oh, he's got 'em.
He's
Yeah.
got the beanies. He's got some hats, and we're on the podcast. And he was showing them off, and it was very exciting. But I want him to do a little like check the fit, you know what I mean, like, and do the all white out one with the white
Yes,
Jordans.
he has style.
You know what I mean? He did with the white out jersey.
I got
He would
an
crush it.
idea. I
He'd
got an
crush it.
idea.
Yeah.
Let's
hear it.
send him a package to match the beanies.
Ooh, there you go.
There we go. So
Okay.
because one of the things about OG Stank is he's very good at trying to promote other brands, and
He's so sweet.
He's
So sweet. He understands.
I feel like he sees where we're at, and he thinks, oh, they don't need any promoting because Gary Owen, his mentor, is already rocking the brand and promoting it and stuff.
That's why he was pretty much there.
So
Yeah.
so I feel like he's like, I don't need to push these guys, right? So maybe we just drop back into sending him a care package of shirts and sweatshirts to match the beanies. You know what I mean? So when he's, when the whiteout game comes available, he's got the whiteout shirt to match that whiteout beanie.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Man.
I'm not. I mean, he's going to do his thing as he
He's
he
a
will.
busy bee.
He is a busy bee.
Uh-huh.
He was on John today, actually.
Saw
Today?
that. I
Yep,
watched that
listened
on
to- I
TikTok
listen-
Live.
I listened
Yes.
to him. Yeah. So.
I was trying to win those Akon tickets.
Oh, were you? Nice. Nice.
Akon, that's
Hey.
dope, bro. Is he? Where's he performing
Akon
at?
and Young G's at Hard Rock
Oh, okay.
on August 31st. I
Out-
want to go.
outside.
I don't know.
I
I didn't even know they did music there.
Oh, it's pretty incredible, man.
Is it?
I just saw 311 there like a month ago.
Nice. I just went to that
Um,
Creed show recently.
Okay.
It's
Where
crazy.
was that at?
Riverbend.
Oh.
It was Creed, 3 Doors Down, and Finger 11.
Dude, we need to do another scavenger hunt. Do you remember when we gave away the Suicide Boy tickets for a
You
suicide scavenger?
did? I haven't
did.
missed their show. I sold a design to one of their producers.
Oh, dope.
That's the
did
thing.
you?
Sambo, he makes so in their songs when it's like it's a smash. That's their producer, Sambo. I sold him a design that I made.
That's
Oh.
dope.
One of my biggest
Suicide
accomplishments ever.
Oh, we got tickets,
Yeah.
and we did a scavenger hunt.
That's awesome.
Part of the levee. So we made these metal cards,
What?
and we put clues, and you had to scour the levee to find the next clue, which eventually led you to the store.
You guys are so
And then-
cool.
And then you get.
It was pretty badass.
That's
it
pretty
was
badass.
it was pretty amazing. Yeah.
yeah, that's
yeah.
I love the Suicide Boys, guys. I can't even.
You know what, man?
I can't even
I've got-
begin to
I've got-
express.
I've got tickets
I
for
can't.
Thursday's preseason Bengals game.
Ooh,
And
that sounds fun.
Yeah, I was thinking about, obviously, like, I got to recoup the money that I've spent on it, but the preseason games are so like it is what it is. Like, you don't know how often Burrow's going to play. If
First
T's
5
It's
plays.
an experience.
So like
6 plays.
maybe we should try to do another scavenger hunt for the Thursday tickets.
That would be cool.
Running, I mean, soon.
Yeah.
2 days.
Yeah, that's the same night as the Beyond the Stage. So I will be engulfed in that.
You know what? Maybe we can give them to you to give away to somebody there.
There you go.
But it would be the same night.
That doesn't work, does it?
No,
Shit.
sorry.
You almost had it.
I tried.
You almost had it. Gotta be quicker than that.
Speaking of,
a little voice of
look.
reason sometimes.
Real quick
Yeah.
before I forget,
Sure.
bro.
Yeah.
I just hopped on BestBuy.com's website because I'm trying to multitask in my brain.
Yeah.
So like he
Story of my life.
The story.
Yeah. So
The
yes.
work never stops.
So
Yeah, period.
yesterday Andrew asked
Period.
me.
You're special.
Andrew asked me to try to find another sublimation machine, which sublimation does a lot of cool things here in the store. We can print
And that's
like
why I
Oh,
love
yeah.
you.
Yeah,
He moves so quick.
Aw, he listens.
So I'm
You need that.
well,
Thanks for coming in, guys. Thank you.
I hopped on Best Buy to look it up, but Best Buy just popped up. I was Googling earlier the 2024 Olympic Tops cards. So these boxes are going for about $160 each.
Whoa.
And Best Buy has them right now for $19.99. But here's the kicker. Topps dropped one redemption card in there. That redemption card is an autograph from Steph Curry, LeBron,
Ooh.
and Kevin Durant.
Okay.
And it has all 3 of their Olympic jerseys cut into the card itself.
Wow.
And there's a bounty out on this card. So if you win this card, there's 2 companies right now that are saying, look, Golden, who's on Netflix, they're offering $150,000. If you find the card, you get $150,000 that day to sign the contract to sell it through Golden. So you'll get 150 G's that day, sign the contract.
Wow.
Golden will not only will they put it in their auction, and you'll get a percentage of whatever's sold off that card, because I think the card is going to go for $700,000 or more, because this is the first Topps card to have 3 autographs. Plus, it's got Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and LeBron, all Olympic jerseys, and they won the gold. So it's like an iconic card.
I think we need to go shopping, fellas.
Right. But,
I think we need to go shopping immediately.
I'm
a huge sports fan.
Here's the crazy thing. So if you find that Ken Golden's going to give you 150 G's right off the bat to sign the contract, he's going to film.
Where's my pen?
He's going to film. He's going to film you.
Literally.
He's going to film you for an episode of his next season of the Netflix episode of Golden, like Pawn or whatever.
You
this
guys
shit
just
is.
gave me a new task.
Yeah, and right now,
We're
like
in
I
this
said,
together.
right
Let's
now,
go.
right
We're
now,
going together.
Best Buy,
Let's go.
Best Buy has
I
these
got
boxes
you.
for
I got you.
$19.99. Which, I mean, you can probably buy this box and sell it on eBay for $120, so you can double your money right off the rip, triple your money,
It's like
quadruple your money, because they're only. No, they were $20, so 6 times your money. You could probably sell it for $120
Yeah.
today on there. But if you pull that redemption card, you're going to be looking at $150,000 that day if you sign the
Crazy.
contract. And then if the card sells for $700,000, they're going to want 20% of that, so they'll make $140,000. You'll make probably $500,000 off of that
my
card.
God.
So you'll make close to $600,000 off that card, but they just want the
Wow.
exposure because this card's one of a kind.
It's like the Pokemon pandemic all over again.
Sure is.
I was all on that.
Are you a Pokemon fan?
Am I a Pokemon fan? Yes.
All right. What's
Heart.
what's your favorite
we
Pokemon?
need to talk actually. It was,
Ooh, okay.
I got a lot to tell you, but but that's a whole other thing. So, Jay, say that question. Sorry.
What's your favorite
My favorite Pokemon of all time, and it's such a common one, but I'd have to say Snorlax, just because
Snorlax,
it's
okay.
Snorlax, you know, he's
yeah.
just a big baby.
Yeah, he's top 3 for me.
But
actually,
other
yeah.
than that,
Yeah.
I'd say Mewtwo, because
Mewtwo.
when I watched that movie as a child and he came about, I was like, he doesn't want nobody to mess with him. I relate to that.
Mewtwo's got a little. He's got a little mohawk, right?
He's the all purple.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm learning. I'm
or
learning.
Abracadabra.
Yeah.
He's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alakazam.
Yes, they were the cool.
Alakazam.
Yeah. So, Abracadabra, Alakazam. There's
Yes,
three.
there's
three.
the different forms.
The
Yeah.
trio, yeah. The
Yes.
evolutions. Did you have a favorite Pokemon, Jay?
I didn't.
Because that's the thing is like.
You can still have a favorite.
Yes, but when you're not in it, like. Because
I mean, my favorite is Charizard because that's the most expensive card. So that's
I know. I pulled him.
I have him.
Oh my god! I pulled him and the big Rainbow Gay Pikachu.
Do you have a Charizard still?
I believe I do.
I do too. I have a holographic one.
We're rich. Probably not anymore.
But
at one point we were
money.
rich.
It's worth the money. If you get I don't have a first edition, but if you get a first edition, they run about 250,000.
So I have
that's a lot of money for a first edition. So
I have one of the original Pokemon blue binders. You know which one I'm talking about? It's like the hard blue binder that you can kind of see through. I have one of those with a bunch of the original shadowless Pokemon cards that are
shadowless,
yes.
Those are worth some
I
dough.
have a feeling that like any first edition Pokemon is going to be worth a decent amount because like if it's already not happening
I'm
right
such a
now,
nerd.
there's people that are trying to collect the entire set. You know what I mean?
Yeah, got it the
like
first.
that. I mean that's what's happening right now. We were talking about games earlier, like you know the Nintendo search for like the entire set of all Nintendo games, like that's going on right now.
Yeah.
And one of the hardest games to find for the Nintendo is like the Flintstones game because that's
hilarious.
Yeah, it wasn't the original Flintstones game. There was a Flintstones game that only was like available in Sears or only available
those
to
limited
rent.
editions.
Yeah, it was like available to rent through like Hollywood Video or something. So once Hollywood Video went belly up, they sold all their shit. So only those people who bought that video game from there it's got that version.
And I tell you what, that's where the thrift stores come in handy, y'all. I'm telling you.
Because they don't know, especially like
they don't know what they have.
You know, when you see a game,
they know, but they don't care.
They don't care. The people that bring them there have no clue.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Everybody thinks Mario is worth something, right? Everyone's like, "Oh shit, here's a Mario 1 Nintendo game."
Yeah, way too common.
That's way too common. Everybody got it. So like, you want the one that's like the Kid Kaleidoscope, or the what was the tomato one where it was the game where they were throwing tomatoes at people. It was like that. That's how you killed each other. Yeah. It wasn't Rotten Tomatoes, but it was something like that.
It's always the most obscure ones that end up being. Yeah. I know, like
the ones that are hard to find. The ones that people didn't buy.
The Toe Jam and Earl.
Yeah.
Like, have you guys ever heard of Conker's Bad Fur Day?
No.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no. Fur Day.
It's the little squirrel
Fur Day,
who's an alcoholic.
Yeah.
And he just goes on these crazy missions. And not a lot of people know about it, but if you've ever played it, most fantastic. It's so bizarre.
And that game's worth something, especially if you buy it on like 3DO or if you buy it on what was that other Turbo Graphics, bro. Yeah, like if you can find like
those old
operating
school
systems
ones,
like that, like you were saying, like Sega Saturn, like right now, like you know, you might be able to buy Sega Saturn games at a pretty good discount because everyone's focusing on like PlayStation 1 and 2 and those things. So if you can try to build the collection of Sega Saturn, which probably has like maybe 320 to 370 games, and that's it. You know, like that's a collection to come up on.
Yeah,
we played it when we were younger.
You know what I mean? Like I think Nintendo's got like 966 or like just under 1,000 or just over 1,000 games. I mean, you think about how long these systems were around for, right? Like Nintendo was a purveyor for a long time, you know. But when it comes to PlayStation, like PlayStation 1, then they got to re-update it with PlayStation 2. Then next year, 2 years, they got to do PlayStation 3.
It just kept going and going.
Yeah, and like the backward compatibility too. Like I know,
nice.
So PlayStation 2, like I stood in line. Like I was actually trying to find that news article yesterday of me being on the news for the PlayStation 2 at Best Buy in Florence.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because like me,
you're such an icon.
Well, that's again, like you don't realize that you're in the moment. Like I'm
that's
like
awesome.
me and my buddy drove to Best Buy just to basically like not make fun of everybody standing in line, but just like bro, we got to see what's happening.
Yeah.
And then we go to Best Buy and we see that there's like 30 people standing in line. But we know that there's 110 PlayStations available. So we're like, bro,
you're part of history in that moment.
Yeah, so we went down there just to like see what was happening, and ended up standing in line with everybody. So we got there and we got to be a part of it, and I ended up buying 2 PlayStations. And I sold one when I walked out for $700.
Wow!
So like it paid for both of the PlayStations,
and then some,
because I think they were $2.99 each, and I sold one.
You know what?
Walking
Good
out the door to a
for
grandma who wanted. She's like, I got to buy this.
I got to get it for my grandkids.
And I went with the extra mile. I bought the one with the snowboard for whatever snowboard game that was out.
I liked the original duck hunting.
Fire, dude.
Yes, was there with the gun?
I'm so fucking.
I have that. I have that original thrift store, guys.
I'm gonna blow your mind right
Please
now.
Please do.
The second controller, the second controller of Duck Hunt. You guys aren't even listening. I'm over.
I'm here.
The podcast is done.
No, I'm here.
Podcast is done. Everybody, it was a great episode. I appreciate you.
I swear I'm here.
I was dropping some knowledge that would have 100,000 views right now.
Give me a heart attack right now. Let's go.
The original game Duck Hunt. If you use the second controller of Duck Hunt, it controls the duck.
What?
Is that real?
It's real.
Let's test
it. It's fucking real.
I believe you. I trust this guy.
Control the duck.
It's real, bro.
Who is controlling the who?
You are. You're the duck.
The computer is up until the second person, and then you
so
can
you have
beat
to
the
plug
game.
it in, and then you choose.
The second controller is always plugged in Nintendo.
Sure,
because you never know when your buddy's coming over.
Someone picks it up, and when you're playing it,
you can move the duck left or right.
That's dope.
Yeah. Not only that, bro. What? You can also save the Zelda game with the second controller, which you couldn't do with. That was the hardest part of beating Zelda.
Move the duck in the game.
Was having to pause the game, not save it, and then like hopefully mom and dad won't come in and turn the game off. The second controller pauses and saves the Zelda game.
Oh, one of my friends just messaged me, said, watching you on the native stream right now.
Hey. Let's go, friend.
Let's go, Kyle.
Let's go, Kyle.
Hey. So
How
you
sweet.
can move the duck?
Yeah, bro. With the second controller.
Okay, guys, we need to do this. I'm so serious right now. We need to do this.
That's
because
wild.
I trust you. I
didn't
barely
know
even
that.
know you. I trust you with all my heart
do
right
it.
now.
I don't
but
know.
I want to
You
do
put
this.
me in that basket.
I trust you right now.
You can move the duck?
Yeah.
You guys need that in here.
That second
You need that.
controller.
I had 2.
I mean, think about
I had
it.
plenty
Like
control.
as a kid, bro. Like you didn't look through the fucking instructions. You didn't go through and go, what does A do? What does B do? Like
Yeah,
you threw
just
the
button
game
mashed. I would button
toss
mash.
that bitch in, and you're like, let's go. Like
that was like the original.
Hey, we got the whole look at the little pups in the building.
Oh my God, he's so little.
That's the best part of the levy is you can bring your animals here. You can even bring a cat as long as on a leash.
Oh, bring your cat. You hear that?
On a leash, we still need to
I
film
get a
it.
cat backpack. I have one.
You could definitely.
Do you
bring a
really?
cat.
I do. Crazy. That's the craziest shit
Does your cat
ever.
like it?
No.
Do
I make them like it?
Do
Sure.
humans look at you like, what are you doing to your
They
cat?
love it. Are you kidding? They love it. I'll take them to a park. They love it. They go
the shit.
insane. People see a cat in a backpack.
Yeah.
Oh, they lose their shit.
My dog is a cat dog.
Aww.
He resonates with cats way better than dogs.
That's a good boy.
Yeah, he really is. Like he knows like to like slowly walk up to the cat and not like
Aw,
disturb
he's
it. Like, hey, bro,
considerate.
what's cracking? Are you Bella? Like we met before. We used to live together. Like I had a cat when I got Barkley.
I had a cat.
And
before.
then so
I'm allergic though. So
you are allergic.
I just
Do you
think-
risk it anyway?
He does.
You're a good man.
Yeah, I'll take allergy medicine. I'll go wherever a cat is. I enjoy the cat cuddles.
He will do the old scratch and rash for some snatch.
Oh, you get a little snatch rash.
At the end of the day,
I just made that
Worth
up.
it.
I just made that up.
I'm so proud of you right now.
That's Merlot kicking in. Let's go.
You know how much shit I just make up on the spot, and I'm like, I did that just
No,
then.
That's my entire life. That's
Me
what I was talking about
too.
Yosemite
I do it all
Sam
day.
earlier.
I'm like, guys, what I just said, I just came up with that.
Yeah.
No,
Don't forget about it.
Right.
Yes, I freaking did.
I'm here for the cat cuddles. I just have
it's so
their,
great.
but their fur and my skin don't align.
Yeah.
So
Cat cuddles is an honor though, because
is.
you
It's
know
an
how
honor.
hard. Because a dog will cuddle anybody.
I have 2.
Yes, then you
Two
know.
dogs, I know.
But a cat, that's a privilege.
Well, you know why cats do that, because they're descendants of ancient Egyptian
Yes.
pharaohs, and they know that shit. So if you look at a
Cats
cat,
are independent.
if you look at a cat and understand that they know that they're from an Egyptian pharaoh, it makes all the sense in the world. They'll walk around the house on this high horse.
You know what?
Knock shit off. Like I didn't like that.
They
That's
do
in
what
my
they want,
space.
and I love that. I love cats
Is this your
for their
shoes?
independence. Yeah. Is this your cup of water on the table? Pow! I don't even care about it.
It's warm.
Yeah.
I have.
Cold water only, please.
Yeah, so
You're in the shower. I'm gonna save you.
straight up. So I used to live with this cat, and Sirach was the cat's name.
That's cute.
And there was this Coke cup that was on
Kyle in the building.
There's quite a crowd here. There was a Coke cup on the edge of the table when I was sleeping. It wasn't mine, and this cat literally comes up and just looks at me, and me and her didn't really like we. It knew I was allergic. It was a thing.
She
and
knew.
You were
she
sniffing each other
It
out.
looks at me, and it was just like smacks the
Bye.
cup down right on. I was like,
Yeah. That
like-
cat looked at you and she said, "This is my
Not
house."
enough.
yes,
That cat looked at you and said, "You think you're in control? Try again."
Yeah.
right, exactly.
She said, "No more drinking. You're done."
Yeah.
Exactly. I was
She
even
knew your
drinking.
limit.
It was even mine. But I was just like, I looked at it, I was like, you are not about to own this house. Like,
Oh,
'cause
yes,
they
she
just
will.
Oh, that cat owned shit.
Yeah, she will.
Until the cat eventually left. Like,
Yeah.
it really ruled shit.
You know what?
Howard didn't know how to handle it because Howard was just like, I'm a dog and you're a cat
Yep.
and you're on a pedestal.
Until that cat needs food, you're theirs.
Yeah.
Until that cat needs food, they own you.
Yeah.
But the moment they need food, it's meow.
You got
Yeah.
some new drapes.
You got a brand
Didn't
new
like 'em.
couch? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Don't think so.
You know what's crazy though? Like so, I had Bella when I first moved in. I had her since like senior year of high school. So she's
Wow.
she was like tapped into like the
culture.
right everything I
family.
did. Like she
She was
knew.
a part of your life.
Yeah, but I didn't have like any mice at all. Like these are little things that you don't realize. You know what I mean? Like I live a couple blocks from the water, so it's like it's natural to have like
Wildlife.
wildlife in your house. And like I
about the
never
water, too.
You're
had
wild.
that. I never had it at all, bro. Like I never had any worries about it. And then when she passed away, like, and Barkley doesn't mess with him at all. Like he's like he sees a mouse or he hears something on the walls. He's like, I'm going to bed.
Dude,
He's like, I don't have
Coda's
time
like,
for this.
Where's the guy? I'm going.
Yeah.
He's like looking for it. I'm like, I have a husky, so he's like,
Aw.
and I live by the river as well. We live a few blocks from each other, so like,
You guys live near here?
yeah,
Yeah, we both live
Okay.
in Dayton, Kentucky.
Woo!
The number one capital of
I was just
of
living
Kentucky.
in
State capital of Kentucky.
I was just living in Main Strasse. Not
word?
anymore, but
Oh,
I
shit.
was.
Oh.
That was
I used to- I
so
lived-
fun.
yeah. I used to.
I'm in Cheviot now.
Are you okay? So
Or
that's-
Cheviot. However you
Chevois.
pronounce
it's
Chevois?
Chevois.
I'm in Chevois now.
It's not
You
that far.
hey, Chevois is just as dope. Like
Love it.
Like there's a bunch of TB products is there.
Yep.
The shop, the tattoo shop I'm at is in Price Hill, so it's like right there.
right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Price Hill.
Yeah, I used to live right on Main in Main Strasse. So
Yeah?
I was there right
Main
by.
Strasse, yeah.
It's the place to be. Yeah.
I lived right by the bar Larry's,
Oh, by Larry's. Okay,
where they
yeah.
sell hot dogs called Larry's Wiener Slingers.
Yep.
Dope.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Beautiful hot dog.
I live.
Shout out to Larry's.
Beautiful.
Shout out to Larry's.
Shout out to Larry's.
Shout out to Larry's too.
Beautiful wieners.
Beautiful weenies.
That right
Decorated
there.
weenies.
Look, that right there. That's
Ooh.
a promotion. Beautiful weenies.
Yes.
Beautiful weenies on a bun.
Come see beautiful weenies. at
Weenies
Larry's.
in bun with sauce.
With sauce.
Sauced up weenies.
Is it
Sauce though, it's got a sauce. to
Sauced
it.
up weenies.
Is it
Sauce
Chicago style?
Oh
Like,
my gosh,
like
they have. Okay, so they
all
do
beef hot dogs.
They do chili dogs, radish, New York style dogs. They're chili dogs. It's kind of a play on Skyline chili, but it has maybe you guys know it's a
Real
chili that's like
Beans.
originally made in either Covington or Cincinnati. Do you remember, John?
Like Empress
They've
chili.
told us about their chili.
Empress. I think Empress was the originator.
That might be it. And then they did their own thing with it. Oh my gosh! If you've never had Larry's Wieners,
I want
a
Larry Wiener in my mouth.
Put a Larry Wiener in your mouth because you need that.
That's dope.
It'll make you so happy. And tater tots,
dude. I grew up. I grew up in Chicago. Like so, my childhood was riding my bike to Portillo's, which is like Skyline here. Skyline Chili's.
Nice.
You've got
Skyline.
the Skyline with the chili and all the cheese.
So
in
beautiful.
Chicago,
I've been there.
Portillo's.
I have.
Bro,
I've experienced
it is incredible.
So jealous.
It is. So like that's my childhood. Like so now, Portillo's is like this.
Things, guys.
Portillo's is like this like debacle where when you walk in, it's like there's a big mafia scene. There's autographs everywhere, and there's like memorabilia all over the walls. And they've got the all beef hot dog with the Vienna beefs.
Yeah.
So like a Chicago style hot dog is
That's
basically
why we were pointed for the hot dogs. Actually,
it's an all beef hot dog, no ketchup, which is weird because you feel like the basic necessity for a hot dog is ketchup. The only thing that the hot dog in a Chicago style hot dog doesn't have is ketchup. It's got a sport pepper. It's got celery salt, which is key, bro. Celery salt is the hidden gem in all of this shit. It's got relish, onions, mustard, tomatoes,
the whole shebang.
Instead of the actual ketchup itself.
Tomatoes, yes.
And then it's got a whole pickle on a poppy seed bun. That's
That's
Chicago
so
style.
many ingredients.
The poppy seed bun was the kicker for me. Anytime I'm in Chicago and we get a Chicago dog, the poppy seed bun is what dictates if it's Chicago dog.
It's so different than the fluffy.
I'm hungry for a dog.
Right? It's so different. It's so different than the
hungry.
fluffy Gold Star bun. You know what I mean? It's like already flattened. It's already got the poppy seeds on it. Like it already feels like it's been cooked and then packaged. Like not packaged, but just slapped.
Yeah.
I need
baby
food
slap,
so
right?
bad right now.
It's kind of like an internal experience with the hot dog because you know what you're getting.
Right.
It's
You know what I mean?
glorifying.
Exactly. When you're getting this dog, you're getting
It's
this.
just you and the dog.
You and the dog.
It's you
with
and
the
the
poppy
dog
seeds.
and the condiments.
I'm telling you, and it's here's the kicker. This is local news only. So if you're not a local, you won't do this, but you need to.
Secrets.
So when you go to Portillo's, you want to order the not the jumbo, the regular dog, so that you can fit the pickle on the actual thing. So when you're biting it, you get the pickle with the hot dog. But here's the key: when you order the fries, order the chocolate shake, pop the top of the chocolate
Dip it
shake
in.
off, dip the salty fries in the chocolate shake. And that changes your entire experience with Portillo's in general.
He's
bro.
speaking dirty to us right now.
I know.
You're sweating right now, bro. You're sweating.
Honestly,
It is. I'm telling you, like
it got hot in
It
here.
did get hot here.
It got hot in here.
when it comes
It's
to
affecting
Portillo's,
everyone.
that's the key, bro. That's
I've
the
never
kicker.
been there. Where
It's
is that?
incredible. There's like 40 something locations in Chicago. So Chicago's where it started. And here's the dopest part of it, bro. Here's the coolest part of Portillo's. My mom and dad, like they started dating at 16 years old. So like back in the 60s, like 65, 66, I think is when they started dating. They used to go to the original dog house. It wasn't even called Portillo's. It was called the dog house. And it was a literal dog house that they built on the back of a truck that they were able to drag around. So they were selling Portillo's hot dogs out of the original dog house. And that was their date night spot. Bro, you want to talk about? I had an entire business plan.
Guys, let's go get food.
I had an entire
I'm so hungry right now.
plan.
Yeah.
Based on the doghouse.
This is your
bro.
all's fault.
Look. You could literally do a pop up truck and call the doghouse and just hit local spots. So if you can guarantee that I will sell 15 hot dogs, I will go to your warehouse.
I'll buy
and
them all.
I will pop up in your driveway, in your parking lot.
This is threatening.
And I will
like it.
sell Chicago-style dogs out of your parking lot from 1 to 2. And then from 2 to 3, I'm going to go to this place. From 3 to 4, I'm going to go to this place. But I'm going to set up a time where I'm going to be there for all of your like warehouse employees, that they can walk out here and grab a real Chicago-style hot dog. I had a whole business plan set up, bro, fucking 15 years ago.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Let me help for a second.
I love how
Okay, let me
how
help
we're
over.
into this. We are.
Yeah, let's go.
Well,
Yeah.
we-
Wiener talk.
I mean, we're definitely doing what she said. We have the concession idea.
Mm-hmm.
The dog. I mean, there's
Just
guy-
do the
on
dog
the
house
avenue-
right
on
out
the window?
On the avenue.
Call it the dog
it's
house.
It's just straightforward. And the dog house on the and
The
it
dog
just,
house.
I'm kind of mind blown that I didn't think about that, bro.
I got you.
I was. Can you see these
The
eyes?
dog
Like,
house. An idea is brewing.
on the avenue, right across from the firehouse too, bro.
Bro,
because
Ooh,
because
fire
right there.
dogs.
And look,
Fire
bro,
dogs.
I'm serious.
Again,
It would be so simple. Hot dogs are really
best
low overhead.
You can't
best
ruin a
part-
hot dog.
The best part about hot dogs is the concession stand idea, where you don't have to have
There's a dog.
where you don't
There's a
have to
hot dog.
have like
A real dog.
a ventilation system. You don't have to have
Yeah.
a hood system to
Yeah.
pull all the shit
Yeah.
out.
As long
and
as you're
and the
not
hot dog-
boiling them.
Keep in mind, remember we talked about I had to roll hot dogs at Florence Freedom. I don't,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd be the roller in this situation. I don't think
You
I
shouldn't
don't-
have to
No,
go
I don't think
through
my
bro,
that
trauma.
this
I don't
again.
think my
is-
trauma can handle that.
You shouldn't
but
have to go through that.
You need to be the taste
Fair.
tester to make
can
sure.
handle
that
You're
the
gonna
hot
eat the
dogs-
wieners.
I'll eat the wieners,
Bro,
but
this
I had to
is-
make a lot of hot dogs for Florence
This
Freedom
is
in the concession.
this is mind blowing right
Dude,
now.
isn't it fire? That
That shirt is amazing. Yeah.
Dude, that idea, bro. The dogs on the avenue.
So
Dogs
I've
on the
got-
go.
dogs on the avenue because we're on
Yes.
the avenue. We're in.
Avenue dogs.
Dude,
Guys,
my brain.
Look, bro,
please.
and I've got
I have so many ideas.
I've got an idea for an investor, bro, because I actually the guy that owns the Commonwealth Sanctuary.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a comedy spot
Killing
down
it.
there in Dayton.
Killing it.
Bro,
Killing
Nathan's
it.
incredible, bro.
Amazing.
And I walked past him the other day because I shot this idea to Kaylin. I've been wanting to do a popcorn stand out of that door front for a while. right?
yes.
So the popcorn stand is something that, like, gourmet popcorn, like Chicago style. You know what? We need to call it the Chicago window, because that's something like the Chicago style
Love it.
popcorn from Garrett's, the Chicago style hot dogs. Like,
What's
keep it
Chicago style
simple.
popcorn?
Garrett's popcorn. So Garrett's popcorn, the Chicago style
I'm
is
intrigued.
It's half cheddar popcorn, half caramel popcorn in one bag. And it's homemade, so it's hot. Like that's the trick, is making sure that the popcorn's still warm when you got it in the bag.
Oh my god, I love caramel popcorn.
There is lines out the door at Garrett's, bro. We're on to something, because like he's got the Commonwealth Sanctuary right there, right? So he's already selling stuff. So I've already talked to Kaylin, like, this would be perfect where we can make the popcorn out of the storefront and then sell it to the Commonwealth on Thursday, Friday, Saturday when they do these events.
Literally, bro.
So full of ideas.
And
guys.
I
But
love
the
this.
hot dog idea is something that
Hot
I'm
diggity
so
dog.
goddamn mad that I didn't think about, because like
You still have time.
We're a team, dude.
No, but I'm
we come with so many ideas.
If you guys need ideas, bring me
we
in.
literally think ideas every day.
I'm
Let's
just
go.
like I know what makes a good Chicago style hot dog. Like I know
that's not my
I
strong
know the
suit,
exact, but I never even thought about implementing it into, like, because we wanted at
we have a
at
concession
first,
You could do
at
anything.
first
We're already
we
working on a
wanted to
concession
call this
stand.
place the concession stand.
Yeah, we've already got.
No, you
plans.
need to call it like
bro, the Chicago session stand.
the dog walk
Bro.
or something crazy.
dude.
The dog walk is
The
pretty good.
dog walk.
Bro,
I just
can you
came
get
up
it
with
instead
The
of
that.
dog walk,
Instead-
because
Yeah.
it's
Because
literally
you're on
walking
the
right
walk.
down the avenue.
You're on the walk.
You know, like, instead of Chi-town, like Daytown, instead of
Yeah.
you put a town instead of because it's Dayton, but
Yeah.
you got a W.
Ah,
Daytown. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Yeah.
Dogtown.
You know, Dogtown.
Yeah.
And you play into the Dayton.
Right.
Symbol, and maybe make
Destiny, do me a favor, write down what you just said. I already forgot it.
Okay, we had
The
Write it
dog
down.
walk.
dog walk
Walk?
and Dogtown.
Please, yes.
No, the
Dog walk
the
is
dog
where
walk.
it's at, though.
Yes.
For a place like this where people are literally walking everywhere, even with their dogs.
And you know what though? I'm
writing it down now.
I love Lords of Dogtown though.
Yeah.
Like Lords
Ooh,
of Dogtown.
that's
And isn't
good.
it
That's
the
edgy.
I mean, Lords of Dogtown.
I'll write that down,
was
too.
Was a skateboard.
I'm all
like,
about that skate
group
brand,
out of-
too.
out of
Let's
Cali.
go. All right, we got a good thing going.
And then also with this, the idea where the location is, and so it's the Dayton Dragons. And dragons breathe fire, but if we could put a dog head on a dragon,
I could draw it for us.
That's
too.
what I'm saying. So and we
I
put
do
this
digital
dog
art,
head,
guys.
this dog head. I know you've done some great stuff. I was watching your story actually, but that's a whole other conversation. But
Yes.
a dog head,
Stretch
dog
it out.
head. He's got it. I won this one though. You going first?
Oh, you win!
I do.
You
I
win.
do.
Look, but if I was able to pee right here,
Yes, right here.
So convenient,
Right here.
guys. If I was able to bust out a shiwi right there, if I could bust out a shiwi right there, it'd be over. It'd be over.
A shiwi would be. A shiwi would be.
We
great.
need one. I'm kind of scared of a shiwi though, because okay, shiwi or not, how do you wipe? Because let's talk about that.
Well, I kind of.
You're kind of camping
Because-
anyways.
because-
if
because-
you're using a shiwi, you're at a music festival. You really don't care about that.
As a man in this situation, we jiggle. So it's,
Yeah, you did a little wiggle.
yeah, the wiggles.
I
wiggles
know.
enough. The wiggles enough.
I know.
Yeah, fair enough. It's just. It's the struggle of not having toilet paper would definitely be the struggle.
That's when you accidentally wipe with poison ivy while you're in the woods, and then it
I'm
goes
so allergic
bad.
to poison ivy.
Me too.
It's literally my kryptonite.
So
It's-
bad.
it's
That's like
got-
the only
yeah.
thing I'm allergic to.
Well, poison oak is
And
also.
you know what? You know the garland that you put around your Christmas trees? Just
Yes.
allergic to it.
These
Allergic.
people are out here.
With their baby, isn't it his bedtime? Isn't it that baby's bedtime?
But here's the thing. Bedtime is a
Time is a
isn't-
concept.
Exactly. Time isn't fully real.
That baby
We've
could do what it
created-
wants.
The baby doesn't know time. Think about how a dog lives.
That baby is just living.
Dogs really don't know time. They don't have any concept of it.
Honestly, I wish I could be a dog sometimes.
You know what? We're talking about dogs. Dogs is the theme here.
all
it seems.
dogs do,
Go to
be
heaven.
happy
Yeah.
and go to heaven.
If it's a thing. And here's the thing.
It might be.
We're not sure. Who
It's
knows?
debatable.
It's debatable.
I'd like to think so.
I'd like to think there's
In
something
a different
after-
sense.
Yeah, I'd like to think there's something there, but we never know. But at the
We
end of
don't.
it, we don't know. No answers. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that it comes down to when you're thinking of like where like the levy and where we're doing and whatever like with the time concept. I sit back here at the edge of our store, and this is like a casino.
Yeah.
I don't know what
It's a
time it
gamble.
is. I don't know what time it is. I can't see the light other than it's out
You're
there.
just here.
I'm just in the store and
Yes.
I'm like, I look at my time. I'm like, oh, it's 9.
That's a time.
Oh, it's the 9 at 9 o'clock. I'm not
It's
even
the
ready. To go,
9.
I'm not ready to go home. I guess I'll leave or whatever I'm gonna do next.
Yeah.
Get a drink or whatever. But
I wish.
It's a
man.
great feeling.
My life is so time consumed. I swear.
my life is time consumed.
Which honestly though, I like. I kind of like. I'm a Capricorn. You know, I like structure.
Yes.
I like that kind of planned out kind
Yeah.
of thing.
And it's definitely. I love structure, and
Yes.
I love
to an extent.
I love structure. I think structure is important because society's built on a little bit of stability.
yeah.
at
See
least.
where it's got us.
You know, it has gotten us to some degree. Whether
Yeah.
you're,
I mean, spontaneity can do it too, but
spontaneity is important,
it is.
and because I am.
This was spontaneous.
This was spontaneous.
It was.
It was spontaneous.
Yes.
It's definitely different to, because we are always pivoting. So the booking of this kind of came down to trying to book her for a while on BTS Live and just trying to. Timing is everything.
It is.
Is everything. We talked about time being real or
Yes.
not real, but timing is also a concept.
It's a part of my whole life.
Can you be at the same room that I'm in at that night? That's what it comes down to.
It's what it
right?
comes down to.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, and we can make that happen.
Yes.
And-
And if it's important to you, you will make time for it. If it's important to you, you will make time for it.
That's an amazing advice because that's kind of how I look at it. I look at life as like
That's how I look at people too.
yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
if you're important for somebody, you'll make time for them.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, and I feel the same. I feel the same way. Same
Yeah.
page. I will make time where the time I feel
Yes.
it fits for
And
for
even-
me and them because
Yeah.
I want the people in my camp, in my tribe, in my inner circle to thrive,
Mm-hmm.
and whether you've known them for 3 years, 3 months, or 3 days,
Yeah.
it really doesn't matter because
Does not.
once you connect and once you're internalized and you're connected, our souls, our everything that is a part of us gets it.
It's
Once
intertwined.
you get it, it's intertwined.
Yep.
And then that point forward, even
It's
if
what you make of it from there.
yeah, we become magnets to each other
Yes.
as humans. And
Yes.
and I think
feel like all of us as individuals, I wouldn't say that we use each other for opportunity, but it's so good
part
to
of it.
have. Yes.
Opportunity can come in anything.
Communication.
Yes.
Community. All of it ties in together. I feel like the people in our lives, if we're not bringing each other up, what are we doing for each other?
Right. And really, when you come down to it, I mean, kind of the thing I've been saying for a little while is like my personal thing I was just thinking about one day randomly, and I kind of built it for Beyond the Stage. But I look at it as you build it piece by piece.
Yes.
For inner peace.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Okay.
So you're using a play on
Yes.
words with the spelling
Piece by
of,
piece for peace.
for inner peace.
Yes.
Yes, because when you're really building something, once you've built it and you've established this castle,
Yeah.
there's a piece that comes to it because now you're defended.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And it all has to do with who you bring in with you as well. Because I feel like, for me, I'm very independent. I do
I've noticed.
Yeah, I do a lot of things on my own. But I also give credit where it's due. And a lot of things that I have done for myself would never have came without others. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, people bring us opportunity. But it's up to us to actually take that opportunity.
Yes. And do you stick around?
Exactly.
Because-
what do you do with it?
Right, because a lot of
Yes.
people come in and take the opportunity,
But they
and
don't do
they
anything
don't-
with it.
They take it the one time,
Which is great.
yes. And I've hit. It's been the strangest dynamic. So like I've booked so many different artists, and then I'll connect with them, and then I'll see them out in the wild.
Yeah.
I'll see them out in the Pokemon wild, if you will. Speaking
Pokemon Go.
Right, I didn't even get to mention my favorite Pokemon.
Oh, who's your favorite
Yeah,
Pokemon? This is important.
My favorite Pokemon? My favorite Pokemon is my number one is Sandshrew.
Ooh, yes. You know how
Sandshrew.
many Sandshrew cards I pulled
Sandshrew.
when I would buy those boxes looking for Charizard,
Yes.
and all I pulled is him.
Yes, he's my favorite.
But he's a cutie pie.
yeah, but there's a reason he's my favorite.
Okay.
My name is actually in his name.
You're right. You are so right.
My name is inside his name.
Incredible.
Yeah,
Good catch.
I was like 13. I was like,
You were 13, and when you found that out, I bet that was your whole topic for weeks.
Oh, it was.
Oh, that was you.
Because prior to that, it was
Yeah.
Squirtle.
Oh, love
Squirtle
that.
was my favorite, and then number 2 was Snorlax.
Yes, as he should be.
Yeah, Snorlax was my second favorite.
And oh my God, there's just so many good ones. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the newer ones, and
Yeah,
it's
I
not
don't know
because
about
I
that.
hate on them
Yeah.
because they're newer, but like slow down. You know what I
Right,
mean? Like
right.
slow down. There's
Yeah.
so many good originals.
Exactly. The original's the 151. I made a Pokemon.
Have you
art-
been to that store?
No.
By the way,
No.
oh,
What
do you
store?
know about
Tell
in
me.
Dayton? I believe it's in the Dayton Mall. It's called the Original 151. Oh my gosh! If you guys love Pokemon, if you've never been there, go to the Original 151. They have
Is that Fairfield Commons?
I think it's in the Dayton Mall.
All right.
Don't quote me for that, but I believe it's in the Dayton Mall. They have imported Japanese Pokemon items. Like, there's not even English written on these tags. You know what I mean?
Okay, then.
Like,
That's how it should be.
yes, stuffed animals. They have the capsule vending machines where you'll put your money in the vending machines, get random, and honestly, it's super affordable. You'll get these cute little statues of Pokemon. You can get puzzle pieces, you can get stickers, you can get patches. But oh my gosh, guys, it's a little expensive, but it's all imported from
Look what I have.
Japan.
I have that on my way.
Let me show you something that I just
I have
got.
that. Look it down. I have that coming because I got it at a decent price. It's the only one.
I love him.
Yeah, but you spent stuffed animal Pokemon. But I was like,
I collect so many
yeah,
stuffed animals.
I got Charlie's birthday present coming with that, and I was like, you know what? I'm getting free shipping because she's getting. I'm not gonna say it because she never knows she's gonna hear this. You okay? That's okay.
Oh, you're good.
I'm so sorry, guys.
We're okay.
Once John G gets back, we can grab a napkin.
I'll be fine
but yeah,
for now.
So I've got that coming, which is really exciting.
Can we get a napkin? Thank you, bro.
But I do want to say about it. No, all's good. No worries. All's good.
Happy little accidents.
But the 151 thing. So I had made I made an art piece. We did a napkin, my friend.
Thank you. Multiple. Thank you. I knocked into myself.
Life
She's having a
happens.
good time over there.
But
I'm having fun.
She's having so much fun. But no, I want to say. So I made this art piece on a canvas using our DTG machine and some help from A-Hun, the Shogun, Aaron Hunter, and we made this Pokemon piece that I had displayed in the lab, and I had it priced at $151 for the 151 Pokemon, and this family came in to the store, and they walked into the lab, and she looks at me, and I was like kind of explaining about the lab because it's you 50% off, and you get everything. There's limited drops, so you kind of explain what's going on in the lab. But the lady looks at me, and she's like, "What's this?" And I was, and it was Ash Ketchum throwing a Pokeball, and I had put a Pikachu on a Pokeball that made it look like he was throwing Pikachu on top of the Pokeball, and it had like it was like
That's
this whole
awesome.
thing. Yeah, it was a pretty cool canvas thing. That the DTG is amazing. You can do so many things with it. But so the lady's like, "What's this?" And I was like, "Oh, it's an art week. I actually made it myself. I've got the sign and everything with a guy named Aaron Hunter. We did a little piece for this. I was like, it's 151 for 151 Pokemon, and she's like, let me call my husband. Is this for sale? And I was like, it is for sale actually. And she's like, give me 1 second. We have a son, and he has a birthday party coming up, and he is a Pokemon. Just let me call my husband. And I was like, all right, okay. And so she walks away. She comes in. She's like, I want this. Can we check out? I need to take it now. I need this now.
Needs it before it's gone.
Yeah, she didn't want She didn't want to leave. So we rang it out, and she said that her son, who had been going through a whole lot in his little life up until about, I guess he's about 9. She said 9 or 10. She says Pikachu had basically saved him, and just how he's been going through. So they bought this piece of art right from the lab, and it was quite a moment. Mm-hmm. But it was an original piece of art made, commissioned artist.
Sweet.
It was a pretty cool opportunity that I had to.
I love that.
It was great, and it was a Pokemon piece.
It makes everybody happy.
Yeah, sold about probably 2 months ago. Not that long.
Nice,
not that
congrats.
Long. Thank you.
I'm working on a Snorlax painting right now, actually,
Are
which is
you?
funny because we were just talking about
Yeah,
him.
he's one of my favorites. His card always stuck out with me, and like I had like a plush of him. I need to get another. Now that I got the Sandshrew one coming, I'm gonna get Squirtle, Snorlax, and then a Pikachu, and then I like Mew a lot. I think Mew.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of Mew. So
I like
Mewtwo,
Meowth a lot.
Meowth, I like the coins for sure, and he talked in the show.
Sassy.
Yeah. And but I liked Mew because I thought Mewtwo was just trying to be a little too aggressive, and Mew likes to be passive.
Yeah.
And I'm more of a passive individual.
Mm-hmm.
I growing up doing Taekwondo and wrestling and being in those aggressive sports, it kind of really gave me a peace when I didn't have to be aggressive on things.
I feel like that's what that was for, though.
know?
I feel like it was never for the aggression when people learn things like that.
Right, but but in the time,
yeah,
that's what it's
you
used
gotta channel
for.
it.
That's what it's used for. When you get on a mat with somebody and you have to wrestle them and you're mano a mano, you're literally rubbing foreheads together with this person who you don't know.
Right.
You've just met this dude right now.
Don't know him from Mary.
And their coach is like, tear him down. And the other coach is like, you whoop his ass. And you're going at each other, and like you have to outsmart him, outmuscle him, whatever your tactic is. But those moments teach you that when it's time to be quiet and chill and just be in a more, maybe even like a more like, zen place, it's easier to get there because you know the opposite.
Yeah. You have to master your emotions.
At an early age,
Yeah.
when I was wrestling at 8th grade and the freshman year of high school, so like young, 14.
Yeah.
And I really had to figure that out, and I wanted to play music. That's all I cared about. I'd be up way late.
You knew your passions.
I'm a night owl. I'm a night owl through and through. So like, I'd be up to like 3, 4, 5 in the morning just on my bass guitar learning Red Hot Chili Pepper songs.
Love the Chili Peppers.
Huge fan.
Woo!
Favorite band in high school for sure.
I got like a little Chili Peppers tattoo on my neck.
Do you?
I don't know if you can see it that well.
I can't. Where is it? Let's see.
It looks like a medical emergency response symbol.
Oh, okay. Their logo. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's like, "Are you a nurse or something?" I'm like, "No, I just really liked the Red Hot Chili Peppers when I was a teenager."
Yeah, they were my favorite. Literally,
Yeah.
Flea was my
So
favorite.
good,
Yeah,
yes.
I've seen them quite a few times. They're amazing. I read Anthony Kiedis' book, Scar Tissue.
Yeah. I've
learned-
been wanting to read that. I've read a lot of my favorite artists' like biographies, actually.
Scar Tissue is definitely worth
Is
a
it
read.
good?
Oh, it's amazing. So, because he explains that his dad Blackie, really exposed him to, I'll be transparent, like to the sexual life very early. It was a whole thing. He's like, make a man real quick. He like offered it was a whole, I'm not going to get into that. You can read it. But like his dad was like, Anthony's going to learn at a young age what this is
Wow.
life. And Anthony was
Abrasive.
exposed.
Fuck his girlfriend. Let's go. You can say it.
Yeah, Blackie's girlfriend, Anthony Kiedis did.
Woo! Oh
did-
my
did- did-
gosh.
at a young age, but it created this transcendent human
Yeah.
of Anthony Kiedis.
It's weird how that
and
happens.
he joined the band as just a dancer. He was just scatting
Really?
and dancing, yeah.
See,
and
I
then
didn't know
and then
that.
he learned he could rap, and he started rapping over their funk, and all of a sudden he's like, oh, I can keep a tune. But though most singing coaches hate the way Anthony Kiedis sings.
He's
they
so
do-
unique
They don't like
in
it.
his own way.
Yeah, my first
Yeah.
vocal coach when I went to her, like Aunt Jennifer Peterson, rest in peace.
Aw.
But I was singing like the way, and she's like, you kind of sound like the guy from the Red Hot Chili Peppers a little bit. I was like,
Woo!
that's my band. She's like, he sings entirely incorrect. She's like, he's an anomaly, and we all know that. And she said that she's like, all senior teachers know he's an anomaly. You can't live that way. He only lives that way. He's the only one.
See, I feel like it's crazy when people say that when people are out there doing it.
Being it, right? And she said you need to go a different direction. She wanted me to go country, but I was going metal. It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
But she was great because she taught me. She opened the floodgates. Then I went to a teacher in Dayton, Ohio, Brett Greenwood, and I screamed over piano with him.
That's
He played
interesting.
piano, and I did screaming vocals, and
You know what? I've always
Yeah.
loved metal with that melodic feel to it.
that's what I did. Yeah.
Yes, like I'm trying to think of examples, like bands I used to listen to, like Breakdown of Sanity. Have you ever heard of them?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Breakdown of
Sanity was
Okay.
one of my favorite metal bands in high school, and they always had that beautiful piano melodic sound going on in the background, like that chaotic piano sound was just brought this beautiful melody to this chaotic music
Yeah.
that they had.
And
I've
it
always
shines
loved
in it.
that.
It shines in it.
It
Yeah.
does. It
Yes.
really gives it this like emotional feel.
Right.
Breakdown of Sanity. Listen
I'll
to
check them out. Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I was actually having an old conversation with Will from JSOW. We were talking. We was here hanging out for a while last night, and we were talking about metalcore, and he mentioned Beartooth.
Oh
actually.
my gosh.
And Beartooth.
Beartooth is so good.
Oh, they're one of my
Yes.
top of
One of the
top,
best.
for sure. Top
Their
of the
music
future.
is different nowadays.
yes.
But back in the day, when they came out with Problem,
Yeah.
I was all over
Yeah.
Beartooth.
Yeah,
I was like a freshman in high school, and I was like, me too, guys. Me
Yes.
too.
Right, and that I was when I was talking to him about it, I was like kind of explaining like the history because like Caleb Shomo, who is the vocalist, he didn't shine. He didn't get his flowers
Yeah.
for a long time with Attack and stuff.
Yeah,
he was
Attack
really,
Attack was so good.
He was really the man that was running the show when they were giving the credit to like all the other players, Austin Carlisle and all. And
Oh my
Andrew
gosh,
and all
Mice
those-
and Men
all
is
those-
my
all those players, right?
favorite, yes.
Exactly, but Attack was Austin's start.
Uh-huh.
So it was just like all these other people were shining bright, but really Caleb is like in the
Yeah.
workings of all these scenes, and he's just killing it in the studio. And then he finally got a chance to shine.
There were so many
And
good
then
artists in
Beartooth
that
is-
era.
Yeah, and Beartooth has
Yeah.
shined out everybody.
Yeah.
Red Bull Records.
They're still going. They're on the radio
They're
now.
amazing, yeah.
They're on the radio.
they're
That's
like-
incredible.
They're like my holy grail for Beyond the Stage.
I love
so my goal
that.
is to interview them.
Oh my
That's-
gosh, I
it's a
would
whole
love to
thing.
see Beartooth.
We're gonna try, but
Please let me.
But here's the thing: is that in that world of metalcore, you know, metalcore was created in Indiana.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Which I'm not so shocked because we're in Ohio and it was like right here.
Yeah, the whole genre was created in Dayton, Ohio,
you
and
know
Indiana.
What?
It
The
was
Attic?
created here.
Do you remember the Attic?
I played the Attic my very first.
You know how many shows I went to? The Paramedic, like.
Yeah, there's still Brady's still doing his thing in Enemy now.
That's incredible.
Yes, yeah.
I went to so many shows at the Attic as a teenager.
Have we ever crossed paths? I don't know. It's very.
You know
strange.
what? We probably have.
Probably have.
Because I went to the Attic all the time for like glow in the dark nights.
Okay.
Who all played there? I can't even remember. There's so many. The Paramedic was one of my favorite. I still have shirts from when I saw them.
That's amazing. Yeah, I played at the Attic. I was a band called 12 Year Harlot.
I probably saw you.
We opened for we've actually played right before Bury Your Dead. Do you know where Bury Your Dead
Yes,
is?
I do.
Yeah, so the thing is it was a really bad situation. We were coming from Cincinnati. We hit traffic. We were about 20 minutes late to load in. But the guy who was running it, it's not looking good on that place in this story, but they are a great venue at the time. But he was like, you guys can't play.
What?
And I walk up to him and I was like, what do you mean you can't play? And he's like, load-ins are 20 minutes ago. You missed it. And I was like, it's not that long, bro. And he's like, tour package says it's in. You're not getting this opening
How
slot.
they work. Yeah.
We're gonna move on from this, but you give the ticket money back. We'll give you your cut, and then we'll book you again. I was like, I have dragged all these guys up and the girlfriends. Everyone came all the way up to Dayton, Ohio from Cincinnati. We're the only local band on this bill other than one other Dayton band, and we've traveled this far to get this done, and we went through a rain thing because we left Cincinnati in rain and Dayton was clear. I was like, we went through all this stuff because he didn't see the struggle to get there, to be 20 minutes late to not play. And I was
That's
like,
wild.
Yeah, and I was like, I looked at him, I was like, you know what? That's fine. I'm okay with this. And he's like, all right, well, have a good night. I was like, cool. So what I did, being my Andrew self, I decided to go to the very back and find the tour manager.
As you should.
Yep.
Get down to the nitty-gritty.
So I went to the tour manager. I found him in the back of Bury Your Dead, and I was like, hey, man, we sold about 40 tickets for this, and they're going to give us a cut, and I'm appreciative of that, but we want to play on that stage. So I'm trying to play. And he's
it's not about the money. You need your time.
Yep. And
you
want to
do what you came for.
He's like, all right, give me a second. You came from Cincy? He's like, yeah, we're trying to be there in the future. I want to keep this connection. Give me a second. So about 15 minutes later, we're just waiting on the back for him.
Yeah.
He comes back, and he's like, got you a slot. And we're like, thanks, man. Appreciate you so much. He's like, you get 15 minutes. I was like, I'll take 10. 15's great. He's like, all right. He's like, you're playing right before Bury Your Dead. Also, drummer can be on the drum kit. He can't use his snare. Drummer has to use his own snare. And our Zach was in Ocean Grid too, but he's like, I can just use my own snare. That's fine. I'll be on the drum kit.
Right.
He's like, you're playing on the bass. This is amp. Use your own bass guitar. He's like, you can play on the guitar stuff. He's pointing all the members. You can play on Bury Your Dead's equipment. Use your own equipment with it. You can plug it in. You get 15 minutes, and as soon as that time's up, you're off the stage. But I got you on. And we're like,
better than nothing, I guess.
We played right before Bury Your Dead on his equipment.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and the guy who was running the show, his face turned so red when he saw us loading up and getting on there, and he's like, and the tour manager literally was like, they're all good, and it was the best. It was the best first show of that band that I have ever experienced.
That's so nice.
And
Core memories.
All because of the Attic.
Yeah, the Attic was
the
place
amazing.
to be. It was such an amazing place. If you've
It
never
really was.
been there, I'm so sorry.
Now, yeah. The Mad Hatter's gone. The Attic's gone. Mad Frog's gone.
I miss Mad Frog so much. You already know, John.
The Mad Frog was
the Mad Frog was its own staple. Yes,
yeah,
like ever since the Mad Frog's gone, I honestly don't really go out that much anymore. Like, to places.
Right. It's these staple places that kind of disappear, and you don't realize the scenes that go with them.
Yes,
the scenes
and
that
the
go
people,
with them. The people that are running it. You know, like it changes the dynamic of a music scene.
Mm-hmm. And I've been in the music scene for a long time. So many music scenes: the metal scene, the jam bands, the EDM scene. Like, it's crazy watching them all change over time.
They have changed, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like the club scene too. Like what Jay's kind of ran through, like in the past, like he was in the club scene doing his thing. The metal scene, the music scene, all of them change in their variations. And like we actually talked about in the past doing a podcast about service industry night.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to do a section of post concert things. So the staff that has to clean up after.
I've done that.
After the shows. Dude, it is a whole different world.
It is so
Dude,
bad.
The stories that these bartenders have at shows, because people are like dancing and like, I got a concussion at Day to Remember because at Bogart's because I was like at the edge of the pit and someone pushes me out.
I bet that
into
was
the little
so
area
fun.
and this dude just wings his hand right there, and I went down and they had to send me to the hospital.
Oh my
Bogart's
gosh.
was like trying to buy me out to not sue him.
Yeah.
It was a whole
You should have.
I did.
I went to Warped Tour in 2013, and it was 2013. I was in high school. I was so excited to see Bring Me the Horizon because it was right when Sepaternal came out.
I was listening the other day.
Sepaternal's the best, right? So I was so excited. In love with Oliver Sykes. You know, I'm a high schooler. Of course, I'm in love with Oliver Sykes at this time.
Ollie is
still am.
His story's wild. His story
still am in love with the man, and I remember being there, and they came on. They're maybe 4 songs in, and I am standing at the edge of the mosh pit. I'm not even super close to it, and somebody grabs my backpack, slings me into that crowd, and I got stomped on. And I was stomped on. Like there was no mosh pit etiquette at 2013 Warped Tour. And I got stomped on.
There was etiquette. They just weren't following it.
There was not etiquette in that moment.
If someone falls in a pit, you pick them up.
Tell them, especially tiny
if
girls.
If someone falls in a pit, girl, guy, in between, you pick them up.
You pick them up,
and then you get back to it because
that
you
have
etiquette
fun.
is so important because it is literally
it's law.
It is literally like herd mentality in those situations. If you've ever been to Rock on the Range, if you've ever been to Warped Tour, any of these places, when those pits break out, it is all every man, woman, child for themselves.
Yeah.
Because those pits are so intense. When they do the Wall of Death,
those are
have you ever
scary.
been a part of the Wall of Death?
Woo!
No,
I got so hurt in those.
They're insane.
Yeah.
These bands have so much power.
They do. They'll tell you to do anything and you'll
like
do
this.
it.
Split,
I went
split
both
the
sides.
fucking,
Split it.
They'll go
and they go, you don't stop until it is exhausted itself.
The whole crowd.
The people will just go.
The whole crowd.
And it's human bodies hitting each other
It's
for a
so
metal
bad.
concert.
You can't even keep yourself from getting out of it.
Out.
I remember my first Wall of Death. I got on someone's back, like I was piggybacking on him.
Oh, rough move.
We hit that other crowd. I went flying. I'm talking about flying over the crowd. Never have I been on a Wall of Death ever since.
It's scary.
Never will
it's real
probably
life.
do it again.
It's terrifying. It really is. You get into it.
So speaking of the Wall of Death, you had a near-death experience, right?
I did.
It didn't have to do with metal music. I'm assuming.
It did not.
Okay.
No,
Tell me about it. What happened?
So yes, this was before this. I had made art in Spurs, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had got art kit. You know, I grew up poor. Most of the time on Christmas, I got an art kit. Like, that's all I was doing, was using my imagination. Then I would do art in high school. You know, I'd get art awards. My art teacher was amazing, Mr. Krebs. Shout out Mr. Krebs, Middletown. He's a great art teacher. But yeah, one day, this was when I first started going to music festivals. I wasn't in the art scene. I was really just going for the music and hang out. One day I was driving up to Dayton. This was probably about 6-7 years ago, right?
You're a fish in the aquarium right now. You understand that?
I love it.
I love it. It's the best part of being here.
I love giving everybody a little wave.
Fishbowl.
Everyone's just standing here staring at you. We're just in a fishbowl. Yeah.
Please keep me in the fishbowl. I love it.
Anytime you want to be
I'll build
here.
myself a little castle in the fishbowl.
Right.
Give me all the pebbles.
Make your space. You got it.
I will. Thank you, guys. You guys are so sweet and inviting. But yeah, I was driving to Dayton one day to go meet up with a friend. So it was kind of rush hour traffic, right? I'm on the highway in my little Saturn Ion. Love that car. Miss that car. And I'm driving in the fast lane. I was going to let a friend borrow my laptop because he wanted to do some digital art. So I was like, yeah, you can use my laptop. So I'm driving up to Dayton. There's traffic. Not a lot of it. And I'm all the way in the fast lane, right? And I'm going at a steady kind of rate. You know, traffic wasn't too crazy. Well, the car in front of me decided not to just slow down, but to slam on their brakes, right? So this was kind of my fault, kind of the car in front of me's fault. Slam on their brakes. It was not even a slow down kind of thing in the fast lane during traffic, right? So I try to think fast, you know, get into the other lane. Just hurry and get into the other lane so you don't hit this car. Well, my car wasn't the newest, wasn't the best car in the world, right? So I go to switch lanes, but instead of getting over, my car overcorrects itself. I swerve, right? Traffic. I'm going down 75. I'm right by Franklin Springboro exit. My car completely spins into the middle of traffic.
Oh, shit.
I come to a dead complete stop, right? I honestly, guys, I thought I was going to die. I come to a dead complete stop. I look up in front of me, and there is a semi coming right for me. And I'm at a stop. This semi is going a good 75. Like, we are in rush hour traffic. There's no backup. Everybody's going at steady speed. This semi just so happens to have, I don't even know how this happens. They are carrying a huge metal block, like thousands, tons of pounds, right? So I'm completely stopped. This truck is going at rush hour speed. All I remember, I wasn't really like scared. All I could think, like I said out loud as I saw this semi truck coming right at me, I was like, oh fuck. Like I remember saying it out loud.
Famous last words.
Famous last words. Oh fuck. Like I remember taking my arm because I knew that airbag was going to hit me. Like I was completely prepared. Like I was like, I'm gonna die. Like this
is it.
This is it. Oh fuck was my last words. Nobody would have ever known. Like
other than your cell phone.
Arm up. This semi truck hits the passenger side of my car, completely brings in the passenger side all the way up to my legs. I go spinning. So I start from rush hour traffic. I end up all the way in the slow lane, like in the exit lane, getting hit by the semi. And like I said, the whole passenger side comes up to my legs. I didn't get one scratch.
That's incredible.
What?
I got a bruise on my arm from holding it up so I didn't get hit by this airbag. And I was crying my eyes out, and it's not because I was scared about what just happened. I was crying because, like, I just survived that.
Yeah.
You know, I was so prepared, and that, like, I'm getting teared up just thinking about it. I was so prepared in that moment when I saw the semi truck coming at me. Like I was like, I'm gonna die. Like this is it. I'm going to Dayton to get my friend a laptop, and now I'm gonna die. Like
right.
And the car stopped, and I was in shock that I just lived and that I didn't get hurt at all. And the semi truck driver that had hit me got out of his truck. He helped me. He made sure I was okay. I survived. I wasn't even hurt. I went home and my roommates hugged me and we cried about it. And from that point on, I just started making art.
New lease on life.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a scary situation, man.
It was so frightening,
especially when you're just like you're turned around and there's nothing you can do. Like you're
I was
just sitting
accepting
in this
of it.
box.
In that moment, I was just like, oh fuck, like here we go.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, I have. It's so crazy. I have had I've had some near-death experiences. They brought me back once, which was crazy.
Wow.
But way before any of that, I was 17, riding with my best friend Steven. I drove a Ford Explorer coming from 42, where there's a 42 splits of the highway, and it was winter. And this truck in front of me has the spikes, like the spikes.
Those are so scary.
And they literally pulled the snow in the 42 where it merges to Mount Zion. Pulled the snow in front of my Ford Explorer, bro.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I hit the snow, and my car goes out into the highway right before Christmas, rush hour traffic, and me and Steven are driving sideways, looking at traffic, looking right at it, and cars are flying by us.
Pretty much what I did.
Yeah, I didn't stop, though. We didn't stop. We were just sliding, and Steven is like holding, and I'm like... It's done. Yeah. And this car, this Ford Explorer, I see this semi just looking right at me, and I look at Steven, I'm like, I just like hold him like,
dude, we literally saw the same thing.
And all of a sudden my car like fishtails, and I slide right into the median at the where the concrete slab is, and my car stops, and and everything goes by me, and everything's. And Steven, I look at Steven, and he's just.
Dude.
And I'm like staring, and then we called my parents. Everyone came because we were only like an exit from them.
So crazy.
It was insane. And I didn't
Same
get hit.
thing, but I got hit.
No scratches.
Same exact
that
thing,
Ford
though.
Explorer,
That's crazy.
My brother Chad ended up doing something with the Ford Explorer, so it didn't survive forever. But
Rest in peace.
I didn't cause that damage. And like that was the thing is like that moment was so scary. At 17, and I wasn't even like, you're not even an adult. You don't even.
Yeah.
But like as I've got older,
I was like 20.
Yeah. But my seizure at Bunbury, where him and I connected, that was what changed a different trajectory. I haven't had an asthma attack since then. We talked about that with the Angry Santa and all that. Like since that seizure, things have been different. But but that was a whole different conversation. But at 17, that wreck
that'll shake you.
Because I did get clipped, but then by this van. So we got clipped and what caused it. But
and then it spins you out.
They pulled over the side of the road and they were like, "We're good."
Yeah.
And then they pulled out and they left, and we got sued by them.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, for $50,000.
I had to pay money too.
Yeah.
Even though I tried to explain to them, I mean, obviously the car in front of me that hit their brakes didn't talk to the police. They just kept going. And they put me at fault. They said I was following too close, even though I told them how many car lengths I was behind them. I'm honestly shocked that I didn't get hit by more than just that semi.
Yeah, you are very lucky to be just bruised on arm, you said? So.
Bruised on my arm from the airbag. Yeah.
Wow.
If I had a passenger in my seat,
they would have been
gone.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah. We've all experienced crazy things. Jay got assaulted, lost his eye.
That's
there's
wild.
That story is insane. That's,
I can only imagine.
Yeah, but it
was a small blimp in my life, bro. But it was
life-changing.
Such an impact. It's crazy.
It literally created our future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite literally. You know what I mean? Like
it makes you stronger if you do it. If you acknowledge it right, it makes you stronger.
100%. Yeah,
Yes.
it definitely made me a better person. It made me more aware. It made me more respectable. It made me more humble.
I hate to think that bad things that happen to us bring out sometimes the best in us, but that's
the person's mentality, right?
Yeah,
like
that's who you are.
You can take it two ways.
Yeah.
And I took it the wrong way at first. I was
easy
super
to.
depressed, and I became depressed because I put myself in that dark
It's
hole.
a depressing situation.
But my buddy, like my best friend on the planet, Nick Ellis, was like, "Bro, this whole woe me thing," he's like, "It's not good for you." He's like, "It's not good for your soul," and he's like, "And honestly, nobody gives a fuck." And when he said,
you have to experience it for a while.
When he said nobody gives a fuck, like something in my brain switched. He's like, you can't get mad, you got to get better, dude.
Yeah.
And when he said that, I was like, fuck me, you're right, bro.
What
am I doing sitting here like this woe me thing? Like I'm sitting in the house, like I can't go outside. Like I got to get better. So that's when I started like learning how to design the clothes, print the clothes, do everything myself. So
and sometimes you do need that woe is me moment.
But
it's
also it has to do with the person that's inside you too, because like you got your best friend saying nobody gives a fuck. Like you can do two things. You can either say, look,
like,
bro,
oh, nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah, like,
or
oh, okay,
like,
so you don't either. Like, so you don't care about me. Like, there's two ways you can look at it, or you can look at him going, bro, of course I fucking care about you. That's why I'm here texting, talking to you right now.
But it's not going to fix things.
Right. There's only one person that's going to get you out of the hole, and it's you.
Yep.
It's you understanding.
I tell everybody at the end of the day, you are all you have at the end of the day. And if you can't be there for yourself, nobody else is going to pick you up.
100%.
Yeah.
And I tell all the boys here all the time, like, if you're not putting out energy, you're draining.
You're not going to get it back.
You're draining it from other people.
Get it back.
And that's the thing that people don't understand is like if you're on this woe me thing, if you're on this like
it's okay for a second.
Listen to my problems and do that. Like it's okay for a second,
yes.
but the people that you're telling this to, you're going to start draining the energy that they have.
Yeah.
Because they're taking that energy and putting it into you. So, like, if you can just put out the energy, you're going to get it back 100-fold.
And like you said, it depends on who you are as a person. Some of us know how to bounce back. Some of us don't. But, if you really want the best for yourself, and if you truly enjoy your life and want to enjoy life, you will bounce back. You
100%.
can anybody can bounce back from anything with the right support and the right trust in themselves.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And also the person's worst day is their worst day. Like it may not be, like my worst day was getting assaulted, losing my eye and my ear. That's
wild.
But like But somebody else's worst day might be losing their mom, losing their dad, or losing their dog,
or divorce,
or getting
and
a bad grade on a paper.
It all hurts.
It all hurts,
and that's why I absolutely hate it when people try to compare. You can't compare pain.
You cannot.
You can't compare pain. We're all going to process it differently, and it's valid no matter who's going through it or what it is that they're going through. We all hurt
100%.
in different ways, and we all go through things in different ways, and we're all going to process them in different ways. At the end of the day, it matters what you can do for yourself. What you take from that. What 100%. You do, how much you care for yourself to keep going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. The best part about it is understanding that like everyone's living their life, right?
Yeah.
It's
so hard to focus on somebody else.
Right. And you don't realize that like this person is trying to do something with their life. They're when we come in contact today and we have a great conversation and a great relationship. But leading up to this, you've got anxiety because you're coming on to this.
Never been here, yeah.
And it's one of those things where like when you bounce the ball in each other's courts, and when you let the guard down and you say I'm gonna do this, there's a lot of prosperity, and there's a lot of positives that come from those things. There was an event that I really regret not doing. It was Cincinnati's Improv, and they wanted me to go there. They wanted me to be on the spotlight, and they said, "Hey, this is what it is. You're there for 2 hours, and you're on stage, and people in the crowd are going to be asking you questions." And then you've got to answer them.
That's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure because I know for me, like they're gonna say what happened to your eye. What And
me as a person, I couldn't.
So I've got to start that story, and typically I've got the eye patch on. I left it in the car, and with my fucking spasm.
I would have never even known.
Yeah. I keep the hat low, girl. I keep the hat low.
Yeah, I would have never even known.
But I usually keep the eye patch on. And it's like I know that these people are going to ask these questions, and
that's part of your story.
Do I? Right? And it's like
nobody has a right to it, though. That's the thing.
Nobody has a right to it. But the thing is, like for me, it was like, am I ready to tell the story? Because somebody's going to ask, right?
Absolutely,
and
you can't get past that.
And I thought it was a great opportunity, but it's like I ended up passing on it just because it's like I don't think I'm ready for.
It's all in your time.
Yeah.
That's your situation now.
But at the same time, I can't be afraid of these moments because these moments are going to propel everything into the next stage.
It's you now. That's a part of you now.
If I'm okay with talking about it.
Yeah, and that's another thing, you got to respect people's boundaries. And for me, I've been through a lot of trauma, just growing up and things like that, who I grew up with, how I grew up. Some people, it's easier for us to talk about. Like me, you can even ask my buddy John here. I'll talk about my trauma all day. I'll laugh about it.
I'd like to have him come on the couch for a second, if that's cool.
Come on, John.
Yeah, I'd love to have him on.
Yeah, I'll talk about my trauma all day long. I even joke about it.
We're going to wrap up here soon. So yeah.
Come on, get on.
Yeah.
We share a microphone,
last
buddy.
leg of the podcast here, and then we're going to get it done in just a few minutes. And
sounds great.
Yeah, man.
It's been a blast.
By the way, it's been a great time.
It's been amazing.
I've learned a lot. I'm a huge fan. I'm excited for Thursday.
I love podcasts now.
Yo, welcome.
Very fun.
Bro, you are a fucking natural. I told you would do just fine. You're talking all this nervousness. You said, I've been through all this.
No, it's just new things are always scary.
But you deserve new things.
I do.
You deserve to face your
fears. You're in a new thing.
I love new
exactly
things.
That phenomenon that Jay was just talking about. What happens when you reach the other side of that, right? When you face.
It's all about trusting in yourself and knowing what you can and can't endure.
I think it's more than what you can and can't endure. Because I think have you ever heard of back to wrestling? Have you ever heard of pain is weakness leaving the body?
Yes.
Have you heard that term? Yeah. Pain is weak. It's a huge thing in the wrestling culture. In fact, it's so big that they put it on regularly on merch that the schools sell. So high schools at that level are selling pain is weakness leaving the body. So they're teaching at a fundamental level, So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a whole culture thing. But when you can or can't endure, what does that mean? So when you're putting yourself out there, I'm doing stuff where I'm maybe taking a risk, maybe taking something that's difficult and making the most of it. I'm playing the game. I'm living, right? But as I endure things get easier and easier and easier. With things that struggle with beyond the stage, stuff that might have stressed me out 6 months ago, it's walk in the park now. It's just timed out. We're still on. We're still on. But the thing is that with booking, you have so many days to do certain things. But now it's exactly. But you also remember that time, other artists are trying to put themselves on the map at the same time. So if you recognize that you're in the same lane as them, you're just trying to help elevate them.
Yes. And you could be in the same lane, but you have to also know your own limitations too. Yeah.
But what's a limitation?
Well, and that's just...
I feel like...
What's a limitation to you?
In my opinion, a limitation is... taking yourself out of a comfort zone is good. It's healthy. But...
What's a limitation?
There, for me, personally...
I know we can't fly, but...
A limitation for me as a person and what I try to reach out and do, if something takes me so far out of my comfort zone that I can't find any happiness from it, at that point, it's a limitation for me.
All right, and let me come back.
Please do.
So you find then the person that their strength is where your limitation is a threshold. So when you hit that threshold of where you don't find your strong suit, maybe you're in English and not in math, you find the math.
Yes.
You put the math in number 2, number 3, number 4 chair in your own mind. In your chair, you're their number 1. Everyone's a main character of their story.
Absolutely.
Right? So you put the person in that place that is good at 2, 3, 4, and 5. And maybe that person's good at 2 and 3. And you're good at 1 at 4. And you got to find that 5 spot. That's usually the hard find is the third person. Have you familiar with The Tipping Point? Malcolm Gladwell? It's a book. It's really good. You should definitely check it out. But he talks about what a tipping point band is what I kind of look at them as. But tipping point business, tipping point art, tipping point industry, anything that's close to the point of breakthrough where the national could catch up, like people in the national setting. So it takes 3 people. Mm-hmm. It takes a servant, the designer, the person that's coming up with it, curating it. It takes a salesman, someone to go out there and sell the item.
Anywhere from public relations to public relations.
You have to have it.
Right.
But and in my case, and a lot of times, what I relate to, the third person is a connector.
The communicator.
Hello.
The person that that's definitely John.
The bridge.
That puts that exactly. I'll put you on camera. That puts you into the circles. It puts you into the circles. The connector does, because they recognize that, and it is a unique position to be in because you're not exactly curating the idea from the start, but in some cases you are. But a lot of times
it's all about inspiration.
Exactly,
you inspire each other.
You're just bridging gaps, right? So when that mentality happens, I think there's a level of leveling up that can happen that can't happen when you think about the limits. Because when you think about your limitation, if you remember that your limitation is I'm not a salesperson, well, guess what it takes to be a tipping point? You find the salesperson.
You gotta have a team.
A team, exactly. Rome wasn't built by one man, so it takes a squad. And once that's in play and you understand that dynamic, I think your idea of a limitation, that word, won't be in your vocabulary. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I feel like, although we all individually have our own limitations, it makes
we have limitations.
It does. But
I'm not discarding that.
If you know how to grow as a person, then you understand that we all, obviously we can accomplish things as individuals, but the furthest accomplishment you can reach is understanding where your limitations stop and where the benefit of communication and having others on your team helps you achieve more than you could ever do on your own. And I feel like that's why it's very naive of people to be like, don't get me wrong, I've done a lot of things on my own, right? But
sure.
I feel like if you say you do everything on your own, you're limiting yourself so much, because it's not even about using people or gaining something from somebody. We all can grow more as a person than we could ever imagine if we let other people in and if we let other people inspire us. You know, like I have done more as an artist because of people believing in me than I ever would have believing in myself.
That's what pushes you.
Yes.
That's what keeps you going.
I can believe in myself all that I want, but the moment somebody else believes in me, it just takes you past a point that you never knew you could push yourself past.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. It does something.
That's the reason why artists do it to this day, right? Like, you know, it's not about the self gratification. It's like it's seeing somebody else wanting this piece and putting it on their wall and putting it in above their office. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
There's levels to it, bro, and you don't realize. You know, like for us, like, you know, we print T-shirts, right? But you know, we also do limited prints of the wall art that you can put on the wall, or the skateboard that we have, for instance. Like
right.
our skateboard.
Even this tapestry right here, this tapestry/towel.
Yeah, bro.
Amazing, by the way.
Thank you. And it's, you know what, like
so creative.
Like something like that. Like people are like why would you recreate the Skittles logo?
Why wouldn't
it's like,
you?
Well, for me, like it creates an artist thing where, like, I don't know how to make the Skittles logo, but I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna find the exact font, and I'm gonna find the how to like each one of those letters is faded barely in a way where it has like this little bit of like 3D,
yes,
little bit of shadowing to it. So so I had to go in and like do all these little things to make sure that the Skittles logo looked like ours, and that amplifies what we're doing here in the store. So when I create native logos, I'm just going to get better at the stuff that I do because of the fact that I took the time to replicate some other logo that, you know, in our realm, like the streetwear was built on stealing logos. So people ask us, like, how do you do the, I'm not wearing it right now, the Bass Pro Shop hat,
which is actually, I almost wore that into the shop.
It's like we got the balls to do it. That's how we get away with it.
And you say balls, and you say the word stealing, but like it's not really stealing when you get down to the nitty gritty. Because me and Angie were just me to you, we were talking behind your back, and I'm gonna say it to your face. You're a tinkerer, right? You like to experiment. That's how I feel like, you know, it's not just the one eye thing that makes you the mad scientist. You genuinely, you know, love experimenting with people, with tools, with materials, with everything that becomes the big picture, right? And so, like, when you get down to tinkering on that level, you're. You know what, Dusty? You had something to say.
Yes. So here's what I think.
I see where you're going with
John
it.
John will go in on you. Man.
When it comes to art and everything like that, and people talk about that, like taking ideas or something. People love nostalgia. All right. Mm-hmm. People love what they know. People love what makes them feel good. And this is why when I make art of things that have already been made.
Right.
Pokemon, anime. I put my
crossover art.
I put my own style on. When you're in the club, okay, let's think about it. When you're in the club,
that's crossover.
When you're in the club and a DJ's playing music, all right, you're sitting there, you're listening to the music, you're feeling it. All of a sudden, In the Air by Phil Collins comes on. Mm-hmm. Everybody goes crazy. We all know that song. We all love that song. We're all going to go crazy when somebody mashes it up with some EDM. Right. You know what I mean? You take something that somebody loves and you make it better and you make them remember what they love and they feel good. And that's what we do as artists. We make people remember. We make people feel good. We bring back nostalgia. We make them remember what makes them happy, and that's what you do. That's what you do with your art and with your music.
So I got to get going. So I do want to say hi and bye, but that's exactly what I was saying. It's just, even, you know, yes, some people might say stealing, right? But they don't even understand the work and the tinkering that it takes to go through to understand how to just reimagine and recreate something, especially through hardware and software, right? Like when you go from just like, these are our hands, these are our brains, these are our words, right? And then you start to translate those things into external mediums, like these clothes, like this store, like this podcast space, like everything becomes everything that we experience and imagine internally becomes something external, and it becomes something that we can share with each other. I mean, even down to just like the marketing psychology, it's all about either A, you take something familiar and you make it new, or you take something that is new, but you find a way to make it feel familiar. Right. Nostalgic. So this is like, this is like baseline marketing stuff at this point. It's almost, it's almost become common knowledge between creative entrepreneurs like ourselves, and the whole aspect of it being about how we connect those to the relationships, right? We talk dynamics.
I'm gonna throw something on you, bro. And I love this phrase that I've recently, within the past like 2 weeks, futuristic vintage, right? So like
yes, let's talk about it.
I know, bro, because like I've been trying to figure out how to explain the store, right? I'm trying to explain the store.
Oh, it's such a vibe,
and it's
of
like
its own.
it's the 2090s, not the 1990s, right?
You know what
it's
this?
like.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's futuristic vintage. It's like it's the future, but it's got the nostalgia factor tied in.
You know what? That's what I said to him.
We're ahead of the times by being in the
Futuristic vintage.
When I walked in here and he was showing me around, I told him, I was like, I love this place because it's so new and it's so innovative and you don't see it a lot, but you also look around and you see things you know.
Oh yeah.
You look around, you feel nostalgic. You see things even before your time that you're like, I know that.
Yeah.
Like this makes me feel good because people love these things and you guys are taking it and you're recreating it and you're making it something new but familiar. And people love that.
First to market, man. First to market. Let's go. Like that. That's that type of shit that like we didn't realize. Again, you don't realize that you're creating something when you're in the middle of creating it.
It's
you're
because you love it and
right.
you're doing it because you love it.
100%.
Right. We're here to do this together.
And we're in the middle of it right now where, me, Andrew, and Tyrell, we're just building the store out, and we were just trying to figure out like where stuff will go. Like where, can we fit a dressing room in here? Nope. Can't do that. Nope. Can we fit can we fit a women's section in here?
Nope.
Can't fill out
a shiwi with a tent for a toilet behind the stage.
we took the route. I think we took the route of using. So we came from 4,000 square feet to 2,000 square feet,
and it's phenomenal.
Well, thank you.
Oh my goodness,
I appreciate that very much. And I think part of the whole thing was we were just pivoting the whole time, and we pivoted into a pocket.
Now you say pivoted, but let's take it back to the yin and yang. Let's take it back to the Tao. Let's take it back to let's take it back to the way.
The beginning too, I guess. The smaller logos.
It's all about endure, because you talk about three things for me. Like like you talk near death. So like we've gone marketing, right? We've gone professional. We've gone personal. We've gone spiritual, right? We've gone emotional. Right. I think that if there's one thing I can at least say with my high and by before I go, how it all interconnects for me is like spiritually, I boil it down to three principles that was taught by Falun Dafa. It's Zen Shan Ren, which is truth, compassion, forbearance, or honesty, kindness, and tolerance, to be true and good and endure. And so what we're talking about pivoting, changing anywhere from like the beatdowns that we've taken from our families, from whether it was verbal beatdowns, physical beatdowns, from the beatdowns we give ourselves. Dude, there's 4 people sitting in this place. Nobody, man, these are some nasty places. Chester B, right? Like Chester from Lincoln Park talked about how this is a place you don't want to be. And none of these people, like, we are sitting here with smiles on our face because we are genuinely grateful to be here with each other. We are genuinely grateful to have endured and overcome the things that have set out to destroy us over and over and over, to the point that we wanted to destroy ourselves internally because we were reflecting in the ways that those things were trying to, project on us, and here we are against all fucking odds, Here we are, no matter who doubted us, friends, family, self.
Yes. Ourselves.
Especially self. translate in the same way that this translates, because what this is, this fish tank, what they're observing is us observing ourselves transcend and overcome and endure and still figure out a way to be our truest selves and be as kind to ourselves and kind to the people around us, no matter how hard it gets, no matter, a dark hour. We have dark hours. We might have hard days, but that doesn't mean that, that life is over and that the light that we have is out. That's not what this boils down to. So thank you so much for creating this environment, this experience, and this platform. And
dude,
thank you all for, just having me and being we're so blessed to be with each other.
That was an incredible ending of the podcast, bro, because there's strength in numbers, man. If there's everybody has doubt. Everyone has self-doubt. Everyone has is this good enough, but if you have strength in numbers, if you've got people around you that boost you up and say and that are honest, you know what I mean, that say, hey, critical. Cut this out, add this in, do this, do that. There's levels to it, man. There's levels to friendship.
That's what I'm saying. That's how me and him are. You know what? We help each other through whatever we can, but we're real with each other. If there's something that I'm like, hey, you're not doing this, you need to do this, and I'm not telling you because I'm mad at you, I'm telling you because I care.
Right.
There's a difference.
100%.
Like we talked about earlier, the difference between communication and confrontation, they're not the same.
Right.
When you love somebody, your communication can seem confrontational.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how it goes.
Right.
When somebody cares, and you can't do anything on your own. No matter how independent that I can sit here and preach that I am and how much I've done for myself, I would have never been anywhere if it wasn't for the people around me. You know what I mean?
100%.
Cool. I'm sure I could have got where I am on my own, but without the help of the people around me, I wouldn't be who I am today, and I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be here right now.
Another episode of the PowWow speaking about high tides rise all ships, bro. That's got to be out of 229 podcasts. We probably have said that 100 times. Almost half of the podcast we probably have talked about the fact that high tides rise all ships.
You know what I'm supposed to do.
The high tides rise all ships.
High tides.
I think we live that every single day, because at the end of the day,
you got to hold everybody accountable.
Literally, that's like my main focus is everyone is in the ship,
and that's how we grow.
If everyone's in the
Period.
ship, I literally started. Dude, I'm not even joking. I literally started Ocean Grid with the intention of trying to help a band called the Earth-Laid Bear get it to another level, because I was like, I saw these guys at 16, and I was like, they're amazing as a band. I saw them at the Mad Hatter.
Wait, are you kidding me? You guys were amazing. Ocean Grid was amazing. You did that for Earth-Laid Bear. You guys are in my terms. You talk about lanes. I think that your guys' lane was just so subtly different that you should have just dude, Ocean Grid and Earth-Laid Bear same tier.
But I had the intention to become an A&R rep, so that was what I was trying to do. I was trying to help.
I see you. Big picture, man.
Yeah, so I was trying
100%.
to become an A&R rep. So I was like, you know what? If I get my band signed, I could probably bring someone along with me.
Period.
And so that was kind of my mentality when I first started the band at the beginning. And then all of a sudden, we kind of rocket shipped and went kind of quick for there. So then the mentality was like, all right, we got to get this band far now. And they were doing their own thing. They were crushing it. So we were simultaneously working towards the same goal. And that's what we're doing here now, dude. We're simultaneously, Jay, myself, Tyrell, John G, we are simultaneously working toward the same goal using our gifts, abilities given wherever they came from.
That's the beauty of human. That's the beauty of being human.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. 3, 4s, and 5s, right? Where everybody does have their own strengths. And of course, in Venn diagram ways, they overlap. The three of us in a design program together, you know what I mean, will go great. But one of us being in a design program, one of us making sure scheduling's right, one of us being at the pop-up, that's how...
Finding your seat at the table, bro.
Yeah, bro. I think pop-ups are what we do, the next step. Lots of pop-ups.
100%.
Lots of,
also, when I do work here,
those,
I'm going to, instead of sitting back there, I'm going to stand right here.
Sure, bro.
The best conversations happen
right behind me.
So do you remember the mall when they used to have the chairs at the edge of the place?
Are you leaving?
I do.
Bro, I worked at Abercrombie when they had greeters. You were a literal greeter. And it was so sexual, it was crazy, bro. It was actually the guy that got us the mirror for the lab, Adam, so he used to be a greeter for Abercrombie at the Florence Mall, and we would just walk in. We would walk in on a Sunday, and they'd be like, "All right, Adam, you are."
Hold on, one more time.
They'd be like, "Adam, you're running the greeters today." So he's got to take his shirt off, and he's got to stand at the front.
He has his shirt off?
At 17 years old. He's got to have his shirt off at the
What?
front of Abercrombie, and he's got to stand there and greet people.
Let's go back to that.
Let's start doing that here.
No, I'm saying no.
I was going to say, like, I brought...
No,
like,
why would they... Wait. Abercrombie had someone change their shirt off?
take their shirt off and stand at the front of the store.
It's a real thing.
Yeah. 100%.
I used to get kicked
You're
out.
Oh, they did used
You're
to
a
do
greeter.
that.
Dude, I used
You're
to
a greeter. You would
that.
stand there and you would greet people, and women you send one way and men you send the other.
Dude, I used to get
What a
kicked out
Because
of
when
beautiful
you
thing.
walk in Abercrombie, it splits and it's men on one side, women on the other.
You know the white pillars outside? I used to flip off those.
Hollister. That was Hollister.
I used to flip off the white pillars. Yeah, Hollister. Yeah. And dude, I never saw any people marketing like that in those other places.
Yeah, Abercrombie always did it.
That's
Bro, I worked there.
I can't believe
I
that.
worked there twice a month. I worked there.
oh, you worked there. Like, what'd you do there?
So I worked there twice a month on a Sunday. That was it. I would just come in on Sunday every other
okay.
week, and so twice a month. So every other Sunday I would come in, and I was getting the discount. Is basically what I was working for. But I worked so little, and I was like 24 at the time, and everyone else was 17. So when I went in every other Sunday, they thought I was like manager material. So I would walk.
That's what you would be.
I would walk in.
You are management material.
So I would walk in and I would just be like, I'm working the register today. And they'd be like, okay. It's just like, so I would go in there and work the register, and like the manager at the time, her name was Erin. She was younger than I was. So I would just walk in on Sundays and just be like, I'm doing this today. She's like, all right, cool. And so, I would just, no one even knew, bro. Like everybody working thought I was like corporate style, because I was in there every other week, and I would just come in and just make sure the shit
At the Florence Mall, right?
At the Florence Mall. Yeah.
When was this? What year?
So
I'm curious. I was a mall rat.
it's got to be 20 years ago. So 2004 probably.
Oh damn! I was mall rat 2006 to 2009, and then I moved to Lexington. I stopped going.
Yeah, it's,
But, like,
it's probably right around 2004, because 2007 was when I bounced to Tampa.
Okay.
But before that, it was me and Billy Solander. Billy Solander was another guy that worked.
I know that name.
Yeah, no, you know him.
I know. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
comes in here.
I was a mall rat from like the 2006 like junior year, and then would drive when I could, as soon as I could drive.
Yeah.
As soon as I could drive, mall every day.
Bro, we got to bring that back. We got to bring the mall
I
rats
hung
back.
at Cosmic every single day.
We should make mall rat T-shirts and give them out to mall rats.
They don't want to call us a mall. I make it call it a mall.
Street rat.
Google thinks it's a mall.
Street rats.
Street
Sewer
rats.
rats. Subway rats.
Lab rats.
Lab rats. Even better.
Lab
best,
rats.
Best
Lab-
one of the bunch.
Lab rats.
We got
Gotcha.
There's lab rats back there. So if you actually go into the
I saw.
lab, yeah,
She
there's-
did see.
they're
I
hidden
did see.
everywhere.
She did see. She pointed it out.
They're hidden everywhere.
I was like, there's rats on the wall.
Yeah, that's like one of the hidden gems. Is like the more you look, the more you find, and that's why I
This
love
place
how,
is so great.
how Andrew says that. Like when people walk in, he's like, "Welcome to Native," and they're like, "Oh, good to be here." He's like, "Look, the more you look, the more you find," and it's like a lot of people, like the adults, will be like, "Sure, dude," but like this, like that hits the late teenagers, early
Yeah.
20s, because they're like, more you look, more you find. Okay, I got it. I'll look
Or
around.
like people like us who are just a little more open-minded.
Right? Yeah.
You
'cause-
tell me if I can look and find something, I'm gonna look and I'm gonna find it.
Right?
You
Yeah.
know?
Did I find it yet? We got people that say that too. Like, is it over here? Is this where? Is this
I
what I'm
ain't
looking for?
telling you.
Yeah, that's what we gotta say. Is
Yeah.
like, step up and find out. You know what I mean? Like,
It's a mystery for a reason.
and like we always say, like you're almost there. Like
You're getting warmer.
Like you
You're getting warmer.
literally you walked all the way up to the 7-Up machine. Like two more steps,
can
and you're
just
gonna
keep
find the
going.
magic there.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Yeah. They're heading out there.
They
had the
are.
fuel.
I'm probably about to go
nice,
there
yeah.
as well.
I think it's 11:15,
Love you. I'll
man. It's a
probably
good
see you
time to
guys-
wrap up the episode.
Yeah,
of PowWow.
this has been so much fun.
So Des, let's get the info out there. If they want to purchase any of your art, or if they want to get a hold of you,
Facebook, Des Nicole Mannon, or my Facebook page, Destiny's Designs, Instagram, Sage of the Six Paths. Get a hold of me.
Yes, I didn't even mention the name the entire time.
We've kind of just been having fun, honestly.
Yeah, that's what she's under for the Beyond the Stage. We have a whole. I mean, you got a flyer with it, which is just pretty cool.
I have business cards that I'll bring with me.
Yes, I love your flyer. Is one of the coolest ones that was actually.
I'm glad you picked that design. Honestly, I did that a long time ago, but I really, really liked that painting.
I don't know when the painting was. That was one of the images.
That was a while back.
Yeah, you sent that.
I have some really cool stuff that I'm going to bring Thursday, so I'm excited about that.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
It's
going to be my first time vending my art at a show in like over a year, honestly. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, like we said earlier, like I'm very surprised that people aren't vending as much as they used to.
It used to be huge.
It used to be so big.
I feel like just the pandemic really put a damper on a lot of things and a lot of people's motivation, and it really takes a strong person to keep going through something like that.
Oh, it does.
You know?
it really does, man. I really feel like that made a lot of entrepreneurs broke a lot of entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
It was like within the first like when they were still calling it the 2-week curve, and restaurants were like, I can't do it anymore. It's like you were ready to give up before the pandemic started.
Yeah, because here we are.
Yeah,
you know,
2 weeks in and you guys are already bouncing out. Like this bitch went 8 months. it went like almost a full year of the pandemic, bro.
It was hard.
Easy, bro.
But look at you guys. Look where you guys are now.
Literally.
It was
incredible.
One more for that one, bro. That's a double.
You guys keep doing that because you deserve it.
Well, you know, and a huge shout out to the levy too, because if they would have stuck with their guns, we would have been out. The lease that we signed outside was a 24-hour lease. So
wow, I've never heard of that.
Trust me, we didn't either.
That's pretty unique.
But hey,
I
was willing to put my name on the paper because it was like, you know,
you took your shot.
You
took your shot.
I can, you know, we moved everything in one day because of Sean Bucci and those guys.
Sean Bucci.
You know, we can move it all out in one day.
He's our skater. He's an indoor skater.
Love skaters.
Yeah, I remember the one day that we got the keys out there and we round up all the skaters and we just moved it in one fell swoop.
God, I love the skate scene.
We were in our original store and they just came in. They all had their skateboards in their hand. They're like, so what? They heard that we got the keys to the new place and they're like, so when are you going to move over there? And we're like, oh, probably like 2 weeks or so. And they were like, we're here now.
They believed in you guys.
Let's move it over, bro.
Yeah.
And like
this skate scene is incredible.
Forever indebted to Jose and Sean and those guys, man, for making it happen.
I will have to say, I put it in Jose's ear.
Hey.
I was like,
that's what you have to do.
We gotta go,
that's
buddy.
The best thing to do.
I was like, go. And he's like, we're gonna move it now. I was like, pull that thing right there.
And you're good at that because you got me to come here.
Right? Yeah.
You got me to come here and look how it went. Great.
Right? So how'd you feel about your first podcast?
Honestly, I love it and I want to do this so much.
Right? Hey, so look, so you're good at the at listening to the you know, the murder conspiracies or the
I'm a good yapper
podcast.
too.
There's one that I listen to and it's what's his name? See?
Don't be me.
Hey.
Don't be me.
I'm
not the only one.
I know. I have done this. I have this chair.
That chair is demolished. It's not demolished.
Yeah,
it's
guys,
just,
I swear I wasn't even in an
appropriately.
altered state of mind. That was an accident.
I have to get it in this little slot. These chairs are amazing.
Mr. Ballin's podcast.
Yes.
I love Mr. Ballin. Have you watched his YouTube videos too?
All the time.
Oh my God, you have great taste.
He's coming to, I think, Indy.
I need to see him.
He's got his live thing that he's bringing to Indy. We were thinking about going, but it's one of the, you know, it's like we watched his,
if you can,
his first one.
Yeah.
You know, it just the tickets are like $125 each, I think, and it's like, you know.
I love
Gotta get a
supporting, but you
hotel.
have to pick and choose when.
Getting the hotel part is always the game changer with things, man.
Yeah.
It's like you have to figure out everything else. You just can't go to the show.
But if you can find a hotel, it's like you can spend a day in another city. Fucking do it.
Amazing.
Do what
Yes.
you are
Do it.
able to.
What's up?
All right, man. I think this is gonna wrap up another episode of the PowWow.
Sounds
Yes,
good
sir.
to
So,
me.
It's been an amazing time.
Appreciate
Yes, I had
everybody for
so much
tuning in.
fun.
Yeah, River Green Cocktails. We appreciate you guys for being a sponsor. We're out of drinks. They're gonna bring
We
some
need
more
more.
back
They
in.
are
Bring some
awesome.
more. Bring some
We
more.
need a little of that honey.
Bring the sweets.
Bee's knees. Give me
Bee's
that
knees.
bee's knees, please.
Bring the business.
Oh, yeah.
Bring the
bee's knees.
business.
Oh, that's what it's called. The bee's knees. That's a drink.
I fucking love that.
Right here.
Yep.
All right,
Absolutely love
and so everybody that's watching still right now, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys Thursday down at Madison Live
Yes, sir.
for the Beyond the Stage event with
Coldharbour.
Coldharbour, bro.
Yeah, metal. Going heavy.
Woo!
We're gonna go heavy.
We're gonna go heavy.
And then Jacob Wallace is gonna tell us all the stuff about his career. Dude, that dude's been through a lot. So we're gonna
Wow.
talk some stuff, and it's seated. So come, bring the whole fam, all ages, and it's free to get in. So come through. Very
Woo!
straighthtroughly.
Be
Thursday.
there.
Pay
Be
if
there,
you
be
want.
square.
Look. When you walk in, when you see that they're going live on social media, when you see everybody running around making all the T's crossed and the I's dotted, when you got the bartenders over there serving the drinks, when you got Andrew interviewing these people, you got flyers out there that you can actually ask the artists questions themselves. Understand that free to get in this week means pay what you want, and when you see what's going on, understand that there's development here. This is one full year of making this happen, and there are numerous hands that are involved to make sure that this thing runs smoothly and is run smoothly. So, bro, I'm so proud of you for sticking through and making this happen.
You
month
did it.
after month,
You did it.
and it's only getting bigger.
you're
It's
doing
only
it.
going to get better,
In the
bro.
moment,
You're
yeah.
doing it.
Trim and fat at this point.
I am trim and fat. I'm
Proud of you.
well. Thank you. I
Let's
appreciate
go.
Proud of you both. Proud of all of us.
Hey, Yosemite Sam with the 6-shooters. Let's go.
Proud
You know,
of all of
we're
us.
on.
Yosemite Sam.
Hey, at least for me, I still feel like I'm in the minor leagues. So once I get called up to the majors, that's when the game is on. So
The
like,
game-
You in the game.
I'm still young. I'm the oldest fucking teenager around.
Ever.
Let's
As you
go.
should be.
Let's go. All
As
right,
you should
everybody.
be.
I appreciate you guys. Tune in next week for another episode of the PowWow. It's your
Yep.
boy Jay Banks.
AI.
Let's go.
Let's go. Appreciate
Bye.
you, Desi.
Love you guys.
Thanks for having me.
Des in the
Yes.
building today.
Yes. Shout out.
Love
We'll
the
see.
building. Love being in it.
Yes, sir.
We're out here.